You'll find happy hearts and smiling faces and tolerance for the ethnic races in Denton.
You'll find a rambling rose and a picket fence,
tenderness and innocence in Denton.
You'll find conference rooms and a children's playground. Denton is a real okay town. Civic pride and civic duty, and Denton girls are full of beauty.
You may call us the goody goody two-shoes. We're here to cheer you with the good news. That D-E-N-T-O-N gets T-E-N, that's Denton.
If you're looking for a life of leisure,
you're gonna get a whole lot to please ya.
Again and again.
And again and again. And again.
Bethlehem of the West.
This is the birthplace of the virtuous.
The home of happiness.
Leisure-wise, we're sure you will adapt.
Enjoy your stay. Have a happy holiday.
And now for a commercial break. Okay, kids, let's hear the 5 F's for today. F for
Farley.
F for
Flavors.
F for
Fabulous.
F for
Fast.
and F for
First and foremost, Farley Flavors fabulous fast foods feed and fortify families for a fabulous future.
Stand by for marriage maze.
Here's some more prizes for Maze here on Marriage Maze.
Dear Blender,
you won't blend into the background. Put this in your
oh, won't you help the first offender? Oh, toaster,
pop up in the popularity ratings.
Don't you put the burn on me?
Look at this
refrigerator. Why are we always sooner or later bitching in the kitchen or crying in the bedroom all night?
Living on a knife edge.
Dear knife drawer,
stay sharp with this keen knife in hand.
now won't you help me to face life more? Oh, trash can.
Can with the trash can.
Don't you put the dirt on me? Oh, percolator. Why are we always sooner or later bitching in the kitchen or crying in the bedroom all night?
Prizes here
Everything used to be
be okay. But I've been had, and Brad, I'm glad to say, is on his way. Micro-digital awaker, why are we always sooner or later? Bitching in the kitchen or crying in the bedroom all night. Shower curtain,
Wash those foods away in the shower by
oh, won't you help me to be certain? Oh, toothpaste, don't you put the squeeze on me. Debilitator, why are we always sooner or later? Bitching in the kitchen or crying in the bedroom all night. Tell me, spectator, why are we always sooner or later? Bitching in the kitchen or crying in the bedroom all night. If only you knew how to win some prizes. If only you knew how to play. If you could sleep nights, stop your crying. Well, you might find out I still love you in my own way. If that's not enough, then I am so sorry I met you. It was almost like leading you on. But there's more to it all than just wringing your heart out over something that keeps on going wrong. So don't tell me you love me. How am I supposed to know what that means? No, don't sell emotion. You can't buy devotion if you're falling apart at the seams. I hope that you smile when you reach your conclusion. I hope that you know just what to say. But if it should be that the party is over, you should know that I still love you. You should know that I still love you. You should know that I still love you. In my own way. In my own way. In my own way. In my own way.
A man should call the toss, wear the pants, and be the boss. A man should be the Drake for his own damn sake. And men should be the misters and the masters of their sisters. A man should be the reason for a heart to break. A man should cut the lawn, change a tire, and mend the worn. A man should never wait to oil a rusting gate. Men should hold the key positions in our country's great traditions. A man should put the food upon the family plate.
So, immoral, don't quarrel, parents' service best.
Let me alert you that virtue won't hurt you or desert you.
If you wear hair on your chest.
So always remember to follow the rules.
One's clever, the jock's never.
Hock another jock's tools. A man should wax a car, fix a fuse, and tend a bar. A man should like his brow to be wet with sweat, and should know the right occasions to indulge in tax evasions. A man should know the settings that his spark plugs get. Faggots are maggots. Thank God I'm a man.
Oh, why aren't they doing tomorrow's new dance steps the way they used to yesterday? And who draws a perfect circle anymore? And if you're waiting for greatness to shake hands with you, you better daydream your life away. I've only wanted one thing, and that's for sure.
You're not just looking at a fast food king, just another well-known face. You're not looking at a king of anything.
I'm gonna shoot for the moon, I'm gonna play high noon, I'm gonna take on the entire human race.
You're not looking at a king.
You're looking at an ace. Ooh, I got the sun, and I seen the light, and I'm gonna see the coming day, when the sun in the sky is a spotlight just for me. I'm gonna take my time and rock some rhyme. Oh, it's gonna take your breath away. You'll be the front page rage of the age. Just wait and see.
You're not just looking at a fast food king, just another well-known face. You're not looking at the king of anything.
We're gonna shoot for the moon. We're gonna play high noon. We're gonna take on the entire human race.
You're not looking at a king.
No, 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 no. You're looking at an ace. You're looking at a goddamn ace. You're looking at an ace. You're looking at an ace.
Does this work? Is this working? Huh? Does this work? Oh god. Wait. Oh god. Is that my voice? Oh god.
I feel the heat from your skin.
Is this working? Can you hear this? Why is this so blown out? Can you hear this? Can you hear me? Is it just way too loud? Oh my god. This?
Oh, what a joke, what a joke. You feel like choking. You play for broke. Smoke.
Okay, wait, why is it all fucking blown out? What the fuck's going on? Oh god. Why is this happening? Wait, I gotta figure this out.
I feel the heat from your skin and the stubble on your chin. You're no good.
You're no good.
You've got dirt on your hands and everybody understands you're no good.
Guys, I don't know why it's fucked up. You're just gonna have... It's not... Why? Is it really quiet? Is that working? Oh, fuck. Oh, what the... What the fuck? Okay, hold on. I just gotta keep working on this.
You're no good.
Oh, what a joke. What a joke. You feel like choking. You play for
throat. You play for broke.
He leaves you smoking.
Oh, romance is not a children's game,
But you keep going back. It's driving you insane.
Why is it only going on one side? This is so fucked up. This is so fucked up. What the fuck? I gotta like plug in all this. Wait, I'm gonna try a different USB port. Yeah. Okay. All right. Ooh, boy. I was two of my USB ports that just make it on the left side only. I don't know why that happened. But we're on now. It's normal now. Don't fucking worry. We figured it out. Get these levels. I guess this is good. Does this work? Is this right? Chat, could you tell me if this is working? Can you hear me now in both ears? Alright, good. Alright. Okay. Hold on, I'm just gonna pretend like I'm coming in normally at the end of the last song. Oh. Hey, it's a fucking call-in show. Just like normal, just like it always happens. No problems ever. Welcome. Sorry about that little fucking shit. My computer sucks. What can I say? I don't understand how technology works, but that doesn't matter because it's fine now. Woo! Okay. Let's just be normal now. Okay. I believe it's all working. Okay, welcome. This is the Colin Show. I'm hyped. I'm too hyped. I gotta take it down a notch. Here we go. Okay. Sorry I haven't done this in a while. I forget when the last one was. I've been on the road fucking constantly the past like 50 days. I'm home now and just drove from Toronto back here. Had a real fucking nightmare getting home. My tire blew out half a mile from the border. Luckily I have AAA, which is valid in Canada, which would have really fucking sucked if it didn't. If I was half a mile from the border and I just had to push the car, nose it into the border to get some service. But no, I didn't have to. A nice man, Canadian man, helped me out, fixed my tire. I mean, he just put on the spare. Normal people, you know, old-timey folks or just old souls or just normal people know how to change their tire, but not me. Not me, I'm a modern man. I don't know how cars work. Right? None of us do. Modern men or women, whoever. We don't know how that shit works. Cars are just, they're not even going to be cars anymore soon. They're going to be just computers. They're going that route. But anyway, that's not what this show's about. This show's about life in the big shitty city living. Because I've been traveling a bunch. I've been going to different cities lately. And let me tell you, they fucking suck, bro. Oh, you live in a city? Well, guess what? You're an adult. No, we're going to be talking about it. That's what we're going to be talking about. The different ways of living on this earth. How many ways are there? There's like big city, medium city, small city, town. Big town? Big town, is that small city? Small town? Suburbs, rural. There's all kinds of ways you can live on this planet. You don't even have to live anywhere. I mean, subterranean. in a mountain, in the clouds, in the cloud, on the internet. Yeah, that's how I like it. What the fuck am I gonna say? I literally got home 20 minutes ago. On the drive home, I was drinking all this coffee, and I was like, I gotta do a fucking call-in show. It's been too long. I gotta do a call-in show. It's call-in show time. So here we are. And because of that, I have no idea. I'm very scattered right now. What do I want to talk about? Okay. Like, a few weeks ago, I was in the worst city I've ever been to in the whole wide world. I've only been to America and Canada, which I guess is technically part of America. I guess Mexico is part of America, but we don't. Who thinks that? Who thinks of that? No. America is the United States of America. Am I right? Am I fucking right? Yes, I am. And I'm solo doing this right now, so no one can tell me different. But if you want to tell me different, you can call in a minute. In a minute, after I'm done saying nothing over the course of 5 to 10 minutes. I was in the worst city, the shittiest shitty ever, and that was Ottawa, the seat of power in Canada, the home base of Justin Trudeau, or as I like to call him, Justin Trudon't. Justin Trudon't. Don't tell me about Justin Trudeau, because I'll just go off. I don't know shit about Justin Trudeau, but I fucking hate that fucking guy, man. Fuck that guy, that pretty boy, that little bitch. Trustin' Trudeau? I don't think so. Don't trust in Trudeau. That was just off the dome. But you guys, you can use that. You can use that, MPs. Conservative MPs. However, Canadian shit works. I don't know the parties or whatever, but don't trust in Trudeau. It's kind of hard to say, but I think that could be big. Anyway, Ottawa. I was there for this animation festival called the Ottawa International Animation Festival. Just going for fun. I didn't have anything showing. I was just going, and it was fun. Got to see a lot of fucking bullshit. Seeing all these animations, and they're all just this. There were like 4 good ones total. I feel like I saw 50, but probably only saw like 20. Actually, I feel like I saw 100, but I probably only saw like 30. So much shit. So much horrible shit. And it's sort of my fault for my expectations. Like, I was thinking like I was going to see the cream of the crop, like entertaining animations. But it was not about entertainment at all. It was about it was about animation. So all the animations were just like, whoa, look at the techniques. Look at this. It's paint. Someone painted a bunch of paintings, and then they put them together on the computer. That's animation. But they had no story. It's a lot of non-narrative. When they had any kind of narrative, it was like, it's just the sort of like, oh man, isn't it crazy being an immigrant in Canada? Isn't that wild, fellow immigrants? Or it was like, I love cutting myself. I loved it when I was 15, and I still think it's pretty cool. No, it was like, whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. But Ottawa, the city, was what stuck out to me much more than the animations. We should have had an animation about Ottawa, because that place is fucked up. We were like in the downtown area the whole time. There probably is a nice part of Ottawa. Probably. But the area that we were in was just ghouls and goblins, super ghouls and goblins on every block. There's so many people doing like the zombie heroin walk. There was always like 2 guys who are like really shoulder to shoulder, like with their backs to the roads, doing some sort of science experiment, which involved like a needle or a few needles and some sort of like a Bunsen burner, and there's a lot of passed out people with like black eyes, or just like a half naked dude like snoring on the pavement. It was rough. It was a rough place, a rough and tumble city. And it got to me. It made me feel horrible for us, for all of us. You know, I felt bad for those people because whatever, you know, it's like I'm sure they're not happy. They don't need me to be like, "Yeah, your life fucking sucks, bro. Did you know? Did you realize that your life sucks being a homeless heroin addict?" Yeah, it does. It truly does. It Trudeau diz. And it was just fucked up. It affected me. It had an effect on my soul. Because there was nothing I could do, you know? First of all, not money. What was different about this city than other cities I've been in, I was not really like approached by any of these ghouls or goblins. They were living in their own world. And, you know, in other cities, usually it's like you walk down the street and people are gonna come up to you and ask you for things, or they're gonna come up with like a story. Like, I remember when I lived in Boston, which I liked as a city. I lived in Boston for a couple years. I went to school there briefly and then lived there briefly. And that was like the right size city for me. It wasn't too crowded. It was okay. There was some weirdness about, but it wasn't overwhelming. But I was there when I was like, I don't know, 19 to 21, 22. And people would have stories. I remember one time I was just trying to get home drunkenly on the T. Shout out to Boston, riding the T. And as I'm going home, there's like a guy, like a 40-year-old guy with like a 20-year-old girl. And he asked me for money for a cab ride home because he's like, "This is my daughter, and we can't get home. We got stranded in Boston, and we're just looking for just a measly $20 to $40 for the cab ride home. Me and my poor daughter. I don't know what happened. We just got stuck. I don't remember the story. I was a little tipsy. I gave this guy $20 for cab fare. And I didn't have any fucking money. Like, I was just, you know, I was weak. I was a weak coward. You know, I think I didn't have the strength at that point to say, "Hey, fuck you. I don't give a fuck about your fucking daughter or you piece of shit. Maybe you should have thought of that before you went to Boston, baby. Woo!" But no, I gave the guy $20, and then he was immediately like, "Oh, thank you so much, man. You got any more? You got more than that, maybe? Because this is going to be expensive. Could you spare some more than $20? And I didn't. That was like the $20 I had. And then I realized like a minute after I left that scenario, and I just paid the man $20 so I could just leave without having to say, "Fuck you," or just ignoring them, which is really the play. Just ignore. I realized as soon as I left, like, that's not his daughter. That's a whore. I just helped a 40-year-old man pay for his prostitute. And he probably just fucking took her into a back alley and was like, "Is this good enough? Do I have to keep asking people for more 20s? So that was fucked up. But anyway, in Ottawa, it was so much worse. Even though people didn't come up and ask, there was just so much more going on, so much crazy shit. There was one. I mean, there were like people like there was like a weird like outside the liquor bureau or whatever, because Canada's got like, I don't know, government, like you can't sell booze in normal places. They have to be like government places, I guess. I don't know the full information on that, but outside the liquor bureaus, like there was a really fat bald guy and a really other fat like other guy just like laying down, like staring lovingly into each other's eyes, but they were both on heroin. And they were there for like 2 hours. Like we kept walking back and forth, and they were always there. They were there the whole time, and they looked like shit. Another time we were walking, And this guy was just like, I witnessed a few fights, and this one, this was the scary one. It was like this. There was like a homeless guy like down horizontal on the ground, and this other really angry, maybe not homeless, but you know, that had that energy, was like kicking the shit out of him. And it was like the guy on the ground was shouting, "Help, help, help, please." And the other guy was like starting to stand on his neck and just saying like, "Fuck you, I'm gonna fucking kill you." And I did nothing. I did nothing at all. And I felt like a bad person. It felt very bad. Because it just in my mind while that was happening, it's just like, there's no fucking way that I'm gonna do anything about this. I'm not like, I don't want to do anything about this. Like, I wish that this wasn't happening, but I'm not gonna stop it. Am I fucking Superman? And I just come up with a bunch of rationalizations in my head, like, oh, well, you know, the guy on the ground, I don't know him. Maybe he's a bad guy. Maybe this guy kicking the shit out of him and trying to kill him, maybe he's doing the right thing. I wouldn't want to step in and mess up the right thing from happening. I could be at the right place at the wrong time, or I could do the wrong thing in the right place at the right time. Felt really bad though. Yeah, I was like, because, you know, I'm like one of those guys, just like I think a normal guy, you know, I have like those violent fantasies all the time. It's like if someone fucking came up to me and started talking shit, they pulled something on me, I was just like, boom, boom, I fucking lay them out flat on the ground. I'd fucking step up. And then this was like an occasion to do something. And I was like, there's just no fucking way. I crossed the road. I went to the other side of the street. Because I saw it happening in front of me. I was like, well, I'm going to go over on this side of the street. And then I saw it from across the street. And I'm like, well, what am I going to do? I'm across the street. I'm going to walk over, cross the crosswalk, and go up this. No. What do you want from me? Yeah, it did feel bad, though. Luckily, some armed policemen, I don't know if Canada police have arms. They have arms, so I don't know if they have weapons. They probably have something. Anyway, it all got resolved without my input. And I feel like that's, you know, ACAB, obviously ACAB, except for when, you know, there's a fucking crazy guy trying to kill someone on the street. Then all cops are, thank you, ACAT-T. All cops are, thank you for doing that, because thank God that's someone's job. It's not mine. I would never do that job because I don't want to be murdered. You know? Anyway, so we're just talking about city life today. Crazy things that happen in the city, or good things that happen in the city. Maybe you like the city. There's good and bad for the city. It's not all murder and heroin. There was a lot of it in Ottawa, but that's don't trust in Trudeau's fault. According to me, a man who was in Ottawa for 4 days, and just in the worst part of it, I assume. But yeah, I like living in Boston. Like, you know, there's good things about cities. Everything's in walking distance. There's a shitty thing about the suburbs or the rural life. Like, unless you're just some sort of perfectly self-sufficient dude who's got like everything he needs on his ranch estate. I mean, which sounds like the dream. Like, never have to leave anywhere. Just like I grow my food and I make my beer and I invented my own internet. You know, someone who's just got their own, they made all of society within their own little property. Unless you're that, then you need a car. And cars suck. Cars have wheels that explode on the highway. And so yeah, that's a downside of not living in the city. That's the great thing about the city. Everything is everywhere. You can live in a city and like you never need to walk further than like 8 blocks to get everything you need. That's cool. I'm into that. But all the scary stuff, that's scary. And that's trusting, don't Justin me, Trudeau. Don't Justin me, Trudeau. You son of a bitch. All right, anyway, I have no idea what I'm saying. So I'm just going to open up the lines now. Let's see, what's the number? The number's now on screen is 518-288-7938. And call in and tell me about your city experience. Do you like the city? Do you hate the city? Have you lived in a city? Are you just like me where you just think about the city, but you haven't lived in one in a while, but you're thinking about it? Okay, we got a call right now.
Call from
fucking city haters.
Yo, fucking city hater, what up?
I think it's self-explanatory. Fucking cities.
Yeah, you fucking hate cities.
Yeah, you fucking hate cities.
Whoa, 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 I can hear myself.
Whoa, I can hear myself.
Well, that's got to stop.
Is it? Okay, all right. What's up, dude? So what, do you want to say what city you're in or no?
I don't live in a city. I'm actually in the middle of the fucking woods, and I just wanted to call in to say every time I go to a city, I have a similar experience that you had. There's always some crazy shit going down, and you feel like, oh, fuck, I'm either going to step in and get stabbed, or that person's going to get stabbed, and your acid's peaking, so you just have to keep on walking, and it's a wild experience. So I'm like, nah, I'm going to live in the middle of nowhere in the woods, 30 miles from any town, and just deal with the fucking bears. I'd rather deal with bears than these crazy motherfuckers.
Dude, and that says a lot, because bears, you know, they'll fuck you up. They just want to eat you. What do bears want, really?
Bears want us to live in a Marxist hellhole, actually. Believe it or not, bears are fucking communists and assholes. They are everything that America does not stand for.
Dude, well then, fuck bears. We should kill them on sight.
Yeah, you sign up for a bear tag out here in Montana. You can fucking shoot a bear. Nah, bears are all right. You just, gotta make some noise, carry some bear spray. Just don't spray yourself. You ever want a wild time, huff some pepper spray. Holy shit. Whew.
Whoa,
That's a rush.
Is that really? Oh yeah, is the rush just like extreme pain and hurt for hours?
Yeah, your airways closing. It's brilliant. 10 out of 10. Do recommend.
Dude, so I was feeling the same way in this Ottawa thing. I was like, I don't know, like if I don't want to get into a fight, I want to get into a fight with like my friends because I know what they're capable of, violence-wise. But like with some random crazy violent guy on the street, like I don't feel like I could rise to his level of murder.
Oh, hell no. No, every time I've had some crazy interaction, it's always like, oh shit, we got a bunch of boys on bikes riding up, and we're trying to like carry off my roommate's drunk girlfriend by like the arms and legs. Yeah, it looked bad, but she's fucking blackout drunk, and we're trying to get back to the car lost in downtown Sacramento at 3 a.m. Fuck.
You're trying to help.
Or you're in fucking Portland getting harassed by a homeless person who's just like, oh shit, they're trying to hang themselves with our slack line? Like, alright, this will be entertaining, but like, dude, don't fucking ruin our slack line, girl. Like, fuck. Good times.
Has there ever been a time in a city where like you got close, where you're like, I might actually do something?
Probably that time that girl almost hung herself on the slack line when it was really just having a drug-fueled temper tantrum.
Yeah.
But it was Wailing Betty is what I like to call her, just fucking started screaming at everyone and ran off. It's like, I think I got an audio recording. It's fantastic.
Okay, nice. So no, there's never been a time really where you were gonna do something.
Oh, hell no. Fuck humans. I don't care.
Right. So when you're out in the country...
I'm more likely to help someone out in the trail or something when it's like, oh shit, they're getting, like, a bear's gonna get them. Like, alright, fuck it, let's do something here. Stock the freezer.
Yeah, when it's man versus man, that's a lose-lose. But man versus nature, it's like we have to rise up against nature.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, well, dude, hey, thanks for calling in.
Yeah, have a good one.
Hey, you too. Bye.
Call from
The man.
Hello?
Oh my gosh, it's the Minute Hour.
Yo, what up? Who's this?
Hey, my name's Todd, man.
How's it going, Todd?
Pretty good, pretty good. I won't take up too much of your time, but I just saw your new video there, the dogs one.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was real good.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. You a city dweller or just you got some opinions on it?
Oh, well, I actually don't really have, I don't know, I just wanted to call in just because you're but I'm in Phoenix, so I'm a city dweller.
Wait, what? Phoenix?
I'm in Phoenix.
Oh yeah, that's a weird one. I've been there once.
Yeah, it's pretty big and spread out.
Yeah, it is. It's like all
But
flat.
yeah, the city
and
is good
deserty.
for being a server. The cities are good. That's the type of work I do.
Being a what? Oh, a server. I see. I thought you meant like computer server. I forgot about servers.
Yeah. Hey, I have to get going soon, but I had a question for you.
Okay.
Do you find it hard to, well, just with the animations, like, you ever think about maybe doing like more sort of like live action stuff?
Sort of from time to time.
Because the animations are probably pretty hard to like pay for, right? It's real expensive for.
Yeah, well, all the animators who I work with are very, very generous and give me a very good rate, which is very nice of them. But yeah, it is still.
Yeah, like Drew.
Yep.
Drew Langlois.
Langlois.
Or I don't know how you pronounce his name, but.
Langlois.
Oh, yeah, the French Canadian, right?
Yeah, now you know.
Yeah, he's real good and real smooth animation.
Yeah, but
the dogs one was real smooth too.
Yeah, that was Odie. But yeah, it's, I can't animate for shit. I could never ever do that. So yeah, I do have to like outsource that. So it is an expense. The only videos I've done.
Yeah, the writing is super clever though.
Thank you, man.
Like the dogs one though. Are they all written by you? Like the grill one, and they're all written by you?
They're all like old audio bits that are on the channel.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so like.
Yeah, I've been a fan of the show for a while.
Thank you, man. Yeah, with the live action stuff, the only stuff I've ever really done is the Rob College stuff, because then I can. It's hard to do live action by yourself. Like it's hard to videotape in a good way, but also be the actor and everything. So when I do the Rob College stuff, I can film Rob, and then it's easier.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But Rob
have you ever heard of Or yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Just Rob is like destroyed at this point. I have to buy a new Rob College before I can make more of those.
Oh, I see. All right, well, yeah, I won't take too much of your time. I actually have to go, but thanks for picking up the call and keep up the good work.
All right.
Good content.
Good talking to you, Todd.
All right, yeah, have a good one, man.
All right, bye.
Call from
Mark Newman.
Something Newman? Who's this?
Huh?
Huh? Hello?
Hi.
How's it going?
It's pretty good. I think, I don't think city living's too horrible. I kind of like the weirdness sometimes about it.
Mm-hmm. You're living in a city now?
No, I live in Tween. I'm living on like kind of an island of sorts. If an island with cornfields.
Oh, I've never heard of such a thing.
I mean, it's a thing. It's kind of like the Aztec thing, but it's connected by roads. I live around cities, so I visit them every now and then I return back to my cornfield.
So you visit the city?
Yeah, I visit. I never lived, actually, I think I have when I was younger down south, but that was when I was very young. I don't remember much of it.
All right, so what do you do when you visit the city?
Walk around. Sometimes I take photos of people. I just go up and take photos. So I kind of like weird shit happening.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the cities are great for, like, people watching.
That's kind of what I mainly like use it for, honestly. Sometimes you get pretty good photos of shit just happening. I don't know. I feel like I haven't really experienced anything super weird like some of the callers have, unfortunately. I also feel like I'm also weird, so maybe that's why.
Well, what are the sorts of things that you're taking pictures of? What are the weird people doing?
Taking photos of a homeless man once who flipped me off. He didn't like that.
He was flipping you
took a
off
photo of a
because
woman.
you're taking a
Wait, what?
picture. Because he
Yeah,
you.
he didn't like that.
Oh yeah. Because he probably like
there
thinks
was,
you're like
one-
you're a government agent. You're working with the NSA.
I think so. I mean, realistically, he was underneath a passageway, so it was probably like state government property. So maybe I was just a state fed. He doesn't know that.
Yeah, really.
I don't know if I would kick a state fed's ass though. I feel like that'd probably land you in more trouble.
He was threatening to hurt you.
Yeah, he wanted to do a lot of physical harm to my body.
Oh, that's unacceptable.
I mean,
You should report him. You should send that picture to the state just to show him.
Just to make him from his underpass home.
Just to make him right.
He might find me then. He might track me down. He has nothing else to do, realistically, but to find me and harm me for ridding him of his home.
That's true. That's sort of like the danger of a crazy person with nothing going for them is like, well, someone messed with me? Like, it's time to fucking devote the next 12 hours of my life to that until I need heroin again.
Yeah, they're kind of like John Wick, but like more malnutritious and addicted to heroin.
Well, they can be. The heroin's like the real sluggish one, so they don't scare me as much. But like the meth, the crack, they can run.
I think you're right. I feel like I've seen a crackhead run once at nothing, but he was running pretty quick, honestly.
Yeah, they can
it's
be.
Kind of it's kind of like a superpower, I guess.
Yeah,
besides, like you can crackhead, but
they can be agile. All right, so but that doesn't scare you. You feel is it more fun like to be visiting because it's kind of like a theme park where it's just like the theme is crack.
I think so. I mean, like realistically, like I don't know if I would really. I would live in a city for like maybe 3 years, and I would probably want out. But I think it's more because I would get bored somehow. And I would have went back in like the country, and then I'll be here for 3 years and get bored again.
The island of corn isn't boring.
Corn is not too boring because every now and then you'll just see like shit outside stalking around. You don't know if it's a skinwalker or a dog, so that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, do you have like mythological creatures that you're watching for out there?
Not very often. I don't really know what's out here, to be honest. I mean, like. I feel like I live in a pretty boring state to have any mythological creatures, but like, I mean, I don't know. I don't even think skinwalkers would be here, honestly. It's kind of boring.
But there's something there. It's like, it's the unknown where you are. It's all dark and quiet. Anything can be out there.
Sometimes I want to run outside into the darkness.
What's out there, dude?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. There's something out there. I'm gonna bump into something. All right. I want to go take a photo of that.
Some sort of corn-fed beast.
Probably a corn monster. You don't know what those cops can turn into.
Do you think you'll ever move to? So are you a corn man for life? Is this, or do you think like there are other places on the horizon for you?
I would like to be a milkman. That'd be cool.
A what?
A milkman.
Oh. Like who delivers milk?
That'd be kind of cool. No, just a man that like gives up milk. Cause like when you say corn man, I think of like a man who is made of corn. He has made himself.
Oh, you want to be a man made of milk?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, and you can't really do that in a city because like, where are you gonna get milk from? Like, there's no cows around.
Dude, you're right. You're so right. Well, dude, I hope you can achieve your dreams and one day become made of milk.
Thank you. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna keep chugging. You know how it is.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, keep chugging. All right, have a good one, dude.
Bye.
Thanks for calling. Bye. Whoa. Double hang up. Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting. Oh, here we go. Right back into it.
Call from
Dom.
Was it Dom?
Yep.
What up, Dom?
Hey, so I'm a little sick, so excuse the voice, but I guess I'll go through, because I travel a lot, or often, and I guess I'll go through, like, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, give us your experiences.
And I grew up in the bad, which is LA. So nothing like too crazy. I mean, you grow up in the city, you grow up with those street smarts to like see a bad time before it happens, so you just go down the other street, you know? A lot of homeless people, Skid Row, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to stick on LA too much because everyone knows it's shitty. I know you're out by New York, right?
Yeah, I'm in upstate New York, but I've been to the city a bunch.
Yeah, so, I mean, I've heard about Jersey, and I always thought people exaggerated because I'm like, I mean, I'm from LA. They make movies off Compton and, like, all the ghetto areas out there, you know?
Right.
So, what's it called? Jersey's not going to be that bad. And I was visiting a friend, so we got an Airbnb out in Jersey, and, dude, the people next door almost like Avengers style threw his girlfriend through the wall, and we had to call the cops. It was wild.
You're in an Airbnb and you had to call the cops on the locals?
I feel shitty for doing it, but I'm like, this guy's girlfriend's about to just come through the wall.
What? So
and then it's our problem.
So neighbors then, like, you're sharing a wall type neighbors?
Yeah, we were sharing, I guess it was like one of those Airbnbs where like you share a communal area, so we all shared like the kitchen and the bathroom, and it was 3 bedrooms. And it was like our room, me and 2 other guys, and the far side it was like I think 3 or 4 girls in the other room, and then the third guest were the ones that we shared with, and it was like one older lady and what seemed like the son, or maybe it was the daughter. It was like a couple. So it's a couple and whoever's parent. And yeah, they just started arguing. We're like, man, we got a long trip to Boston tomorrow. And these guys are yelling, and that was just the height of it, because it was like one of those things where, you know, they start talking, the argument gets a little bit louder. She locks herself in the bathroom, and then he's just like, hey, get her out of the bathroom, to the mom, and it's like, yeah, she's got a knife in there, and then they open the door finally. He's like, God, there's all this, look what you made me do, and blah, and they just started yelling. I'm like, what? It's just, and it's like 12 at night, so I'm like, am I having a dream, or am I going to have to get involved? Like, what's going on? I'm not fully awake for this. And then it just turned into yelling that, bam, the painting on the wall where she got thrown against just shakes. The other 2 guys finally wake up, because they're just, I think they slept through most of it, or they were just good at ignoring it. But like, I was the only one awake, hearing screaming. And then, yeah, when she got thrown into that wall, the 2 guys just popped up.
You could actually hear what they're saying.
Oh, so clear. Because they're yelling at this point.
Good guy.
And like, after yeah. And what was crazy is like when the cops finally came, because we weren't even the first people to call. I think the lady on the phone was just like, yeah, we've gotten 3 other calls about this. So they were loud. Like, it wasn't just us that was hearing this.
Yeah.
And so the cops came over, and it's just like, hey, you got to be careful, because you don't know what these people are saying. This is a cop telling the guy to just be like, hey, beat your girlfriend a little quieter next time. I'm like, all right, dude.
Keep it in the family. Keep it in the family.
Exactly. So Jersey's just fucking wild. So that was ugly. And I guess I'll close it off with, like, it made LA seem super beautiful after that. I'm like, I mean, you know what? I love this city. It's not nearly as trashy, like, and then, I don't even know if the goodies even as fun to talk about. I visited, Japan to visit some family over there. And dude, like, think of it. What's that one movie where it's like, it doesn't matter, I'm not going to get into that. But like, it was just, everything was just better. The streets were clean. The like ghetto areas, it was just people drinking. Like, it wasn't even bad drinking. It's just, we saw a guy throw up in the street, and that was about the worst that it got over there. So it's just like this stark contrast from like, yeah, so last year I was in Jersey, and this year I'm in Tokyo, and girls getting thrown through walls versus just some guy who drank a little too much, and the cops are there like rubbing the dude's back like, it's okay, man. We all drink too much. It's just wild.
Been there, bro. I mean, it's the same. It seems like the cops in both situations have been just like, been there, bro.
Yeah,
Hey, I
mean,
beat
guess
my
there's
wife
something
too,
pessimistic about that.
but I know how to do it in private.
Yeah, what you do is you just roll up a paper, no marks, no sound. Try that out next time, buddy.
All right, dude. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Bye.
Have a good one. All right, nice, good. Getting a little variety of experience here. Japan City. Cities across the world. Like I said, I've only been to Canada and America, and the United States, rather. But yeah, I'd be curious to hear about more other cities. How's that? Oh, I bet we got some Euros in the audience. So if you're a Euro, think about calling in here. You just pay it's probably like $100 to call in, and but that's fine. Gonna take a quick break, just a quick little break here, and then we'll get right back into the calls when we're back. Okay, and I'll see you in just a few minutes. I'm gonna play the song that I already played 3 times.
I feel the heat from your skin and the stubble on your chin. You're no good.
You're no good.
You've got dirt on your hands and everybody understands you're no good.
You're no good.
Oh, what a joke.
What a joke.
You feel like choking. You play for broke.
You play for broke.
He leaves you smoking.
Oh, romance is not a children's game.
But you keep going back. It's driving you insane.
Drifting to the treacle deep, slip into a silent depths. Go to sleep with your everything akimbo, floating to the Sandman's limbo. Night, night.
It's time for bye-byes. It's been a great day. Thanks a heap. Now it's time for everyone to go to sleep. Night, night. It's time for bye-byes. It's been a great day. Thanks a heap. Now it's time for everyone to go to sleep.
Okay, we're back. This is the call-in show. We're talking about cities. We're gonna get back to the calls in just a moment here. I was in New York City recently. Had a couple of fun city sightings there. I was driving through Manhattan. Drove through Times Square. You probably heard of it. It's that place with a lot of people and advertisements and people. Did I already say people? Yeah, and advertisements. Saw a guy there who had his pants pulled down, and he was peeing. He was holding his dick as to direct the pee stream, but he was directing it directly into his pants. And he had 2 pairs of pants, an inside pair and an outside pair. He was peeing into the inside pair, pulled those up after he was done peeing, nice warm piss pants, then pulled up his outside pants. It was like a little magic show. I was like, where did the pee go? It's not on the ground. It's not showing on my pants. It's just in my warm diaper. And it wasn't like he had anywhere to go either. Like, he peed into his pants, and then he just like resting on the guardrail right after. He's just like, all right, I did my duty here, did my job, my pee party. Rode the subway just one time, and a guy came up and he asked me to ask the woman sitting in front of me. He said, could you ask this lady if I could sit next to her? If an old Jew like myself could possibly sit next to her, a skinny old Jew. This is what he said. I'm not being racist. This is what he said. And he did sit next to her. I said, yeah, go ahead. Well, you can sit there. I'm not in charge of the subway seats. And he sat there, and immediately after sitting down, he pulls out his phone and he pulls out his camera and he starts taking pictures of everyone's feet. Everyone's feet on the train. Like, the women in front of him, he's taking multiple pics. He even took a video, like, scanning all the feet in the train. And I thought it was hilarious. I wasn't going to say anything. But then, like, the woman next to him was like, hey, you can't do that. Don't do that. Stop taking pictures of those girls' feet. And he was like, no, I work in the shoe business. I'm not taking pictures of the feet. I'm taking pictures of the shoes. I'm a shoe man. And they weren't buying it. But I think he might have won them over by the end. Like, he might have had, he was like, look at all these pictures of shoes I have on my phone. Obviously, I work in the shoe business. I have 100,000 pictures of women's shoes right here to prove it. So that was pretty fun. Just one time on the subway. Like, that's all it takes. These freaks are everywhere, these feet freaks. Or shoe connoisseurs. We don't know. We can't know. All right, we're going to get back to the calls now. The number is 518-288-7938. We're talking about city living. Or, you can talk about whatever, any kind of living. You don't have to live in a city to have an opinion on cities. Or you could just talk about the suburbs or the rural or the corn place where you are. Who's this?
Kuwait.
Kuwait.
Yo.
Kuwait. This is a man who lives in a city, am I right?
You're right. I'm in New York City. We've talked about this a few times on the show, but
NYC, the Big Apple.
The big crabapple. Yeah, that's right.
What's it
I
like?
like New York, man. Everyone shits on it, but I like. It's good for me. It's good for me.
You like the feet stuff?
Yeah, I love taking pictures of people on the subway. Not always their feet, but sometimes.
Maybe just a little outfit that you like.
Yeah, if it's like kind of. I'm in the outfit industry. I work at Urban Outfitters.
Oh my God!
Does that still exist?
New York City, that's urban. No, dude, Quaid is a normal man. Quaid is not a freak.
I'm no freak.
But
I'm freakless.
So you're a freakless man in a freaky city, but you like it anyway. So what's the deal?
Yeah, I guess that kind of makes me a freak, though, right? Huh?
Well, what's the deal? What do you like about it?
I like. Here's an example. Last night I went to a $1 Million Extreme thing. There was like some sort of rave thing that they held, and like Sam Hyde was there and all of his people.
$1 Million Extreme rave?
Yeah, for real. Well, last night, I was up until 5 a.m. at this rave.
Oh my God!
Hosted
Only
by
in
all
the
those
city.
people, yeah.
Only in the city.
But only in New York. You know what I mean? Only in New York.
Hey.
It's not really true. It's not only in New York. I guess they probably did something similar in Vegas or something. But for me, it's like I live here, and to get to that like rave was a 15, 20-minute trip on the subway. It was just so easy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then it was 5 a.m. and I got home. I was blasted. I was nice and blasted because they had an open bar, bro.
Ooh.
The ticket was like what? $20 or something, and I drank more than $20 worth of high noons.
Shit! All right, so it's the convenience, the convenient factor.
Convenience is a big part of it. Yeah, absolutely. Convenience, and so many events, right? You can like everyone. If you're hosting a tour, New York's always a stop.
Oh yeah, true. So everyone's there. Everyone's stopping through.
Everyone's stopping through, and they all shit on it constantly. So that's the thing you have to suffer through as a New Yorker. Everyone's shitting on it, just like you, and you deserve to. And I think you're right for doing it. But yeah.
But does it get to you a little bit? Everyone's always complaining about the city.
It does get to me because it makes me. It's kind of gaslight adjacent. It's like I like this thing, but then no one else likes the thing, you know. and that's like the story of my life. I'm okay with that, you know. I always like these niche, obscure things, and people are like, "You suck for liking that." And I usually defiantly go like, "No, I like this stuff, and I'm happy that I like it." But with New York, I can't do that over and over and over and over and over again without thinking there's something wrong with me. So,
But do you think the people who live in New York, like yourself, like I feel like there's a pride there. I feel like it's mainly people from the outside who are really shitting on it.
That's true. It selects for people who want to live here. I mean, all my coworkers and whatnot at the Urban Outfitters are also big fans of New York.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that gets me though, here's something I don't like is the luxury food scene. All these people, man. I love all my coworkers and all my friends and stuff, but they're too into these fine dining establishments that serve fucking bad food. That's what gets me, you know. That's what I don't like about New York, I think.
The overpriced food?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, I don't mind that it's more expensive, I guess, here, because that's just how it has to be economically, but I don't like, I've tried it a couple times, these fancy, schmancy motherfucking places, 11 Madison Park or whatever, garbage. All this shit is like, there is good food in this universe, and it's not there. Go out to...
Yeah, I was going to say, what's your idea of the good food in New York City?
I went out deep in Queens. I got some shit Malaysian food. You know that country what's it called? Country Malaysia?
The company of Malaysia?
Yeah, the company of Malaysia. I don't know if they're a company or a country, whatever they are. They make good food at a place called Sky Cafe in Elmhurst, Queens.
Shout out.
And shout out. So if you're ever in, an hour and a half outside of Manhattan, go to Elmhurst, Queens, Sky Cafe.
What is Malaysian food?
Malaysian? The Malaysian food company.
What is Malaysian food? Is that what'd you get?
I don't fucking know. It was like there's like probably some eggs or something, like rice or something.
Oh, that sounds good. Sounds good.
Pretty sure I had like a soup. maybe like noodles, probably. I don't even remember. But I remember it was good though. So
how'd you even hear this place?
I have a friend who has the same food opinions as me. Who we go out to random places. I don't, neither of us is wifed up or anything yet, so we have nobody else to go out with but each other. And we're kind of like name a famous like pair who hate each other. Who's like a famous like comedy or not comedy, like dramatic pair who like Jamie and Adam from Mythbusters or something like that.
I'm glad I'm glad that you named them, because that was gonna be a hard question for me to answer.
But that's like a question that's answerable, right? Aren't there like multiple of these of like a classic comedy pair?
Penn and Teller. Do they like each other?
Penn and Teller.
I don't know.
I feel like aren't they like neutral towards each other?
I think they're probably best friends.
You think they're best friends?
No, I think you're right. They're neutral. They're business partners. They don't even talk to each other.
I mean,
Teller can't talk
about each other.
Yeah.
They just like do their act, like half of their act coincidentally. Like none of it is working together.
Can't believe it worked again.
Yeah, they just keep getting extremely lucky.
Well, so there's like, it seems like in any city there is like the pretentious side, the wealthy. It's like a class thing. The wealthy, pretentious side is like, I would like to pay as much as humanly possible to get the idea of the best meal ever in the world. But then there's also lots of really, really good cheap shit everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing I like about this city. And I think actually, believe it or not, Chicago has even better, like cheap, not cheap, again, it's relatively expensive, but like low end food,
Right.
I'm a low end food aholic, you can call me. And I think Chicago is even better for that kind of thing. And you kind of do need a city for that, because, I'm from the burbs. Well, I had one other thing to say about cities. I'm from the burbs, and you can't, there's like 20 restaurants, and you go to every single restaurant, and most of them are kind of bad.
Right.
And that's
10,
it.
10 of them are Applebee's.
Yeah, 10 of them are Applebee's, 5 of them are Outback Steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Chili's.
Yep. Ruby Tuesdays.
What else is there? We didn't have that one growing up.
Oh,
They
nice.
didn't come out with that one yet.
That's niche
Which one
still.
is that?
Ruby Tuesdays? It's the same as those other ones. TGI Fridays, Ruby Tuesdays.
TGI Fridays.
They're all the same place.
Not named after days of the week. What would the Wednesday one be named?
Wednesday Fuck House. Oh, what? That's not a place.
What?
That doesn't make any sense.
You go to it after the food.
That's not suburb.
Yeah. The one thing I wanted to say, what was I saying about suburbs? Oh yeah. All right, check this out. This is gonna be a hot take, but I live in New York City. I live in Manhattan, and it is quieter on average than when I lived in the burbs in California. I can elaborate, but there's a really good reason for this. I live in like a quieter part of the city.
In what sense?
Sorry?
Like quieter, like less street noise, or just like what do you mean? Like less partying?
Full on less street noise.
Wow.
It's the reason for this is exactly two reasons. Exactly two things ruin the burbs. Number one is motorcycles. Somehow motorcycles are just the ones that rip down the street and like echo to oblivion.
Yeah.
I guess the echoing is the hard part there, right? Like in a city, ain't no echoing, so if they rip by, they're an asshole, but it's gone in like a second.
Mm-hmm.
I hated that shit. You're sleeping in, in suburbs somewhere, and
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to do my impression
that
of a
sucks.
motorcycle.
Yours is better. I think you had it.
Thank you. I've heard those things. What about trains?
Trains. I actually like the train. My ex-girlfriend lived like next to the train station also in California, and I would sleep over, of course. Whoa. And she like the train would go by like all overnight, all the time, and it totally like would take years off your life, right? It's definitely like fucked up for you, but I kind of liked it. It was such a vibe, you know. It was like oh, that train, it's bringing industrial freight to town, you know. It's bringing like 1,000 marbles or something to local cities.
What a lovely image.
Yeah.
You open up a big boxcar and just marbles spill forth.
Yeah.
A child's
Bills and
dream.
marble, you have to have a marble siphon.
What was number
Imagine
two, though?
if marbles
Wait.
was just a resource.
like gold or trash.
Yeah, like gold or trash. Or
Wait, so number one was motorcycles. What's number two?
Motorcycles. Number two, leaf blowers. Leaf blowers. Those fucking motherfuckers. The leaf blowers are the plague of the day. Motorcycles are the plague of the night. And I had to work from home, and so I was constantly dealing with these, dare I say, immigrants with their nice, what are they called again? Leaf blowers?
Leaf blowers?
Even the electric ones are loud, man. It's loud shit.
Dude, you're right. But even when you're in the, that's the thing. It's like landscaping in general. Because people have land in the suburbs, so they're always trying to scape it with the leaf blowers and the lawn mowers. But nobody's got any grass in the city, so you don't have to deal with any of that.
Nothing to blow around. Leaf blowers would be actually a pretty good tool to like blow people, like pedestrians, away from your property if you really wanted to do that. I'm going to start doing that, actually. That would be fun.
You need a gas-powered one
it's
for
like
that.
hours of leaf blowing. Come on, what are you doing? You know, rake it up like a fucking normal person.
Sweep it up. Get a rake. Come on, manual labor.
It would be good for them. Everyone, the obesity crisis is probably directly related to leaf blowing because everyone used to have to rake, and now I see a lot of fat, mustachioed immigrants with the big old leaf blowers.
All right.
They're probably breathing in all the dust.
Last question then for this, because obesity. What do you notice more obesity in the suburbs versus the city?
That's a good question. I notice less obesity in New York City. I'll tell you. It's real. I don't know if it's because the food is like less poisonous or if it's like so even more poisonous, but like it kind of goes around all the way on the scale. Or if did I mention walking already? I guess people have to walk, right?
No, I think that makes sense. Walking around, because in the suburbs you got to drive everywhere.
Right. And you walk from the car to the parking lot, though. It's
That's
the
enough.
same. That's like a good amount of walking.
That's plenty.
Just park farther away.
You got to walk from Walmart's fried chicken stand to the car where you parked outside of Walmart.
That's right. And then you eat your fried chicken and drip the grease all over your leather seats, staining them permanently. On your Honda Civic 2002.
Sounds like a specific person that you're talking about right now.
You're talking about me.
All right, hey, Quaid, thank you for calling in.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Good talking to you, man. All right, bye.
Goodbye.
The city, it's not all bad. There's food. There's good food for, Hey, whenever I go to New York City, I always go to the bodegas. The bodegas for the sandwiches. Those sandwiches they're reasonably priced, For $7 or $8, you can get a big old sandwich at 3 a.m. They're open all day.
Yo, it's Gay David!
Yo, what? David something?
Oh,
what? Hello?
yes.
Yo.
Yo, hey, what's up, the Minute Hour?
How's it going, dude?
It's going pretty good. Of course, that's the fucking call that went through when I did the goofy name, but all right,
Yeah, I don't know. What do you want me to call you? Was it David something?
Yeah, David. Just go with David. That works.
All right, David. Well, what's up? We're talking about cities, bro. What you got to say about that?
Dude, I hate the city. I hate it. I hate it here. It sucks.
What about it? What's up?
All right, so I live in the West Coast, kind of touristy side of the city things.
Okay.
Wouldn't say I'm big city, but when shit gets bumping, everybody comes here and it sucks. And so I gotta deal with these fucking homeless people constantly bumming cigarettes off me. All right, and then I gotta feel like a dick when I'm all like, no, I don't have one for you. I know I do, but if I do it every time, I'm smoking 4 packs a day. It doesn't work,
4 packs, good lord, you got a problem. You got a
I
serious
know
problem.
the amount of people that ask me for a cigarette on a daily basis is ridiculous. So it kind of turns you into like an asshole. I never wanted to be an asshole, but I'm an asshole now.
If you're smoking 4 packs a day, how many do you have on your person?
Oh, no. Okay, so I'm a pack-a-day smoker, but if I bummed a cigarette to everyone who asked me, I would easily go through 4 packs a day.
I see.
Yeah.
Do people get angry at you? Do they know you're lying and they're just like, well, fuck you, bro. Like, I know you got a fucking cigarette.
So there's a couple of people that hang around, and they know I always have cigarettes on me, and they know that I am saying no to them because I don't want to give them the cigarette, not because I don't have one, but because I don't want to give them one.
They're like a regular bummer?
And they will get upset, and I have had people break into my car over this shit before.
Damn.
I don't know. It's stupid. It's stupid. There's a whole homeless hierarchy you gotta get through.
Describe the homeless hierarchy to me.
The homeless hierarchy. Okay, so I get a lot. Here, I'll give you a little lowdown. So I'm near Portland. Okay, so I get a lot of the Portland people come by on transit and stuff, and they go back and forth, and essentially you get like homeless regulars, if that makes sense. So like people that'll come by and recognize you. They don't stay around the whole time, but they're around often enough that they'll get to know you and pick up on your shit and stuff. So if you're a dick to them, they talk to their friends and they get together and they break into your shit.
Damn.
It's pretty much what happens.
So they even clock your car? They like remember your license plate or something?
Well, I got a stupid noticeable truck, so like anyone who's seen me get into it, like they'll recognize it immediately. Like it's got this big stupid stripe on the side. Everybody knows my stupid shit.
That's the car that's loaded with cigs.
Yeah, well, it's not, but that doesn't stop them from getting into my shit and stealing whatever. I don't know. They'll take whatever at this point, How
many times have you been broken into?
My truck has been broken into 4 times now.
Jesus.
Yeah, and that's like locked. They know the trick. They'll get in my back cab window and they'll pry that shit open and go through the cab window.
So they don't even have to break like a window.
No. They just got to get a little wedge or something, and they'll crawl through that little doggy door shit. Yeah, it sucks.
I've never had my car broken into.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's cool. I like that. That's good.
Yes,
Good for you, man.
that's a benefit of not living anywhere near a city.
Oh yeah, it must be nice. I thought I would like it here. Growing up, I was dreaming like the city is where I'm at because I grew up in like rural nonsense places my whole life, like farms and horses and shit. And I was always like, man, it's lonely out here. Got to deal with wildlife. Internet sucks. I'm going to go to the city. It's going to fix all my problems. And it has fixed none of my problems.
Those are your main problems? Did
Well,
the
those are some of
wildlife
them. I
ever
don't
break
know.
into your car?
All right, say it again. I'm sorry, you're breaking up.
Did the wildlife break into your car, or were they just threatening you from an existential?
No, the wildlife jumps in front of my car, but that's a different topic.
All right, I see. Yeah, we're not talking about that. So you had dreams of city living. Small city, it sounds like. It's not like a...
It's a smaller city. It's a little tourist town. So, you know, it's not always crazy, but I don't know. A lot of crazies, a lot of fentanyl.
Ooh.
It's something, for sure. It's so bad, man. Everywhere you go, you can just ask for Narcan and they'll give it to you. Like, it's just, they're handing it out like candy. It's so bad around here right now.
Ask who? Like a CVS
Anybody.
cashier?
My guy, you just gotta go to you go to a bar, you go to a laundromat, okay, you go to a flower shop, they have Narcan on hand. Like it's that bad.
Holy shit. That's horrible.
Yeah, well, I say, like, I'm in Oregon, and we just did this thing not too long ago where we decriminalized, like, small amounts of drugs.
Which kind of drugs?
So, everything.
Oh.
So now it's, you get caught with, like, a couple of grams of coke or meth on you or some shit, it's like a $100 fine, and you gotta go through some program thing, you know? Kind of like AA, but for drug users kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like a tax with extra steps.
Pretty much, but it's a way to get around like the fine, because most of the people who are getting fined for being like having shit on them, they can't afford the fine anyway, so they'll just go through the program, and the state thinks that's a fix to everything, but it just makes it circulate so much more.
It's not at the level yet. Is it? Well, tell me, like where they have like the clean drug stations where it's like we're gonna give you drugs and a clean syringe. That's like a Canadian thing, right?
No, we're not doing that. It's more like you can have shit on you, and we're gonna be all like, hey, that's bad, but it's a slap in the wrist now, so it's like nobody cares anymore. I mean, you can get straight fucked up right in front of the cops around here, and they can't do anything about it because it's not illegal, you know? They can give you a ticket at worst.
Wow.
That's yeah. I don't know. It's kind of nuts. And
what do you think? What do you think should be done? If you were the dictator of the world, but if you just had to make a choice, or if I just forced you to make a choice right now, what would you do for all these druggies, people whose lives are just ruined? How would you fix this? What's your answer, dude?
I would take my supersonic mind powers, and I would go into the brains, and I would still into them moderation, because that's what's missing.
Just a small amount of fentanyl.
Yeah, well, I mean, fucking, all right, you got a weekend, you ain't got nothing to do the next day, go ahead and get fucked up. Do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do whatever you got to do. And be wacky, but don't let it carry on for the next like 2 years of your life. Okay, like
that's not good for anybody.
I don't know.
All right, hey dude,
But,
thank you for calling in. It's good talking to you, man.
Hey, it's always a pleasure, my guy.
All right, have a good one, man.
Hey, you too. Take care.
Bye. All right, nice. We're going to take another short break here. Just a shorty break because, I ran out of beer and I have to go grab another one. So I'll be back in just a minute here. And, before I continue, all the music from the show is from the movie musical Shock Treatment, which is the spiritual sequel to the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I had never seen until a month ago. And, hey, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, it's good. It's good. You know what? It's fun. And everything that everyone said about Tim Curry being a sexy freak, they're right. He's a sexy dude or lady or whatever in the in-between phase. I wanted to do it with him. I won't go into it, but yeah, good shit. And thanks, special shout out to Moxie Famous for showing me Shock Treatment. Moxie Famous, he's the guy who does all the printing and production shit for Chunk. Chunk, if you don't know, Chunk is the printing and publishing project that I've been doing with Moxie Famous. Go see all the shit on here, chunkmonthly.gumroad.com. You pay $10 a month, and you get a new piece of physical media in the mail every month. Theoretically, we're a little bit behind. But you're going to get everything that you pay for. Don't worry, I'm going out to Minnesota to help with all the production shit and get chunks pumped out. It's all from different artists. It's comics, zines, CDs, art books, and soon other shit. We're upgrading stuff, and there's going to be other shit coming out for Chunk. There's occasionally minute-hour stuff comes out through that. Physical media that you can hold in your hands. It comes in the mail. It's USA only for the subscription, which is $10 a month. If you're an international person, you can buy the chunks when they are individually listed. Right now, the chunk that you can get is giga.zip. It's a 24-page full-color zine from an artist called Alan Lunch, who's on Instagram. If you go to the Chunk Gumroad there, click on the giga.zip thing, and you'll get more information on that. We've still got plenty of copies of that we can sell. It's $10. If you're in America, it's like $12 or $13 if you're Canada or other international countries. It's a very good thing. chunkmonthly.gumroad.com. That is the unofficial sponsor of the call-in show from henceforth. Anyway, music from the streams from Shock Treatment, shown to me by Moxie Famous. Moxie Famous, Chunk, it's all related. Okay? You know what I'm saying? And here's the next song from that.
Ever since I was a little boy, dressing up has always been my greatest joy. But when it's time to be discreet, there's one thing you just can't beat, and that's a strapless, backless, classical little black dress. Well, first you go rip, 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 then you go snip, 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 then you whip it a zip, 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 and split it up to the hip, 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 and as you strip, 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 shiver and quiver for that soft caress as you slip, slip, slip into that little black dress.
Ever since I was the eine kleine Herren, it was the cordon bleu for which I am most caring. And the one taste treat so sweet that really came to be is what we have. Yeah, how you are, caviar, that little black mess.
Well, first you go rip, 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 then you go snip, 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 then you whip and a zip, 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 split it up to the hip, 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 and as you strip, 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 oh, you quiver, shiver, for that soft caress as you slip, slip, slip into that little black dress. That's minimal. Dress. Let's face it, Mac, that basic black is coming back.
Let's face it, Mac, that basic black is coming back. Let's face it, Mac, that basic black is coming back.
That's minimal. Criminal. Cynical. Little black dress.
There's just the two of me, alone at last together. We've got the luck so far. We are my lucky star, 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 star. Deep in the heart of me, I love every part of me. All I can see in me is danger
Okay, this is the call-in show. We're talking about city living or any kind of living. You know, maybe you could tell me about rural living or suburban living or, excuse me, any other kind of living you do. Whatever you do. And here's someone on the phone right now. I'm going to talk to them. I'm trying.
Call from
Jurg.
Jurg?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, nothing. How are you? Nothing is how I am.
I feel that too.
Dude, so
I'm pretty good.
What's your situation here? You got something to say about city living or some other kind of living?
I was gonna say I live in Ottawa, so I can say it's pretty fucking trash.
Do
I mean, I have mixed feelings on it.
Yeah, well, tell me your experience, because I was only there for a few days, and I feel like I must have been in the worst part. If I wasn't, then God help us all. I mean, that was shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say you came down for the animation festival.
Yep, that's right.
Fuck. Yeah, I was. I went up for just Sunday. I got the day pass, but didn't have the money for the whole weekend. Damn, I would have run into you.
Dude,
yeah,
by Sunday I was so sick of watching the animations. I didn't really go to anything on Sunday.
Yeah, that's fair. I have a mixed relationship with Ottawa, I think. In the majority of the problem is just that it's just like fucking boring, which like everyone says, but it's true. There's not a lot to do here.
Mm-hmm. In the big city?
In the Big Apple, yeah. That's what we call it.
Mm-hmm.
But like the biggest problem I have like is like the bands never come here. We don't have enough mid-sized venues. Like if it's a huge band, they can do a stadium or whatever.
Right.
But anything else is just like they'll go to Toronto, maybe they go to Montreal, and then they just skip Ottawa and go right back to America. So we just get nothing.
It's not
And
like
then,
it's not a
yeah.
touring stop for like the cool bands. It's only for these super popular ones.
Only the super popular and like the ones that have some sort of Canadian obligation, like Pup, the pop punk band, I guess you'd call them. They came here, but I think they only came here because they're from Toronto, so they're just like, we gotta go to Ottawa.
It's right there.
Yeah.
We might as well.
Yeah, might as well. But then the other thing is just, the homeless and drug issues have just gotten so much worse over the last couple of years. It's pretty bad. I've actually had like homeless people like sleeping in my fucking split entrance, like the little you call it alcove. I've like had to step over a guy just when I got a pizza in the night.
How far are you from like downtown? That's where I was the whole time.
I'm like right outside. Yeah, it's like a 40-minute walk maybe.
Okay.
So, yeah. But I'm in a good spot because it's like everything good is like nearby. I'm down, like the downtown core is really close, and then a bunch of other little neighborhoods around. But a lot of issues in that sense.
Have you lived in Ottawa like your whole life or just for a bit?
I grew up in like a small town outside of Ottawa, and then moved here for a couple years, and then I lived in Kitchener for a couple years when I was going to school, and that's like 6 hours out. And that was actually even worse. Like there was some like crime issues. I witnessed like a shooting. There was like a car bomb that went off like nearby my apartment.
A car bomb?
I didn't experience it.
Like a whacking?
Yeah, supposedly. It's some sort of gang-related shit. I just like was walking around the downtown area there one morning, and then I took a turn, and all of a sudden I see all this caution tape. I'm like, oh god, what was this? Another shooting or something? So then I just go on Google and I look up like downtown Kitchener, police, whatever, and just all the results are just like, yeah, there was a fucking car that just exploded in like the middle of the night or something.
Whoa.
And it was like a couple blocks away from my place. Like I didn't even hear it or notice, but yeah.
Were there deaths or was it just a warning?
I think a guy died in it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But I think they removed everything by the time that I was there.
The bones.
So yeah, Canada has its own gang issues, if you can believe it.
Tell me about the shooting that you witnessed.
Oh man, I had these like horrible like sleeping issues for a while when I was in college, so sometimes I made the habit of just like going out on midnight walks when I couldn't sleep. And when I was living in the like suburban area, that wasn't really an issue because you can just walk around at 2 a.m. and it's not a big deal. But then I moved downtown, and I did it a couple times. And the last time I did it, I went down my usual route, and I wasn't even like, I mean, I was like in like the downtown area, but it's pretty small. It's not like a big city, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I go down, and I usually take this loop where I go down past the Tim Hortons and then come around on the other street and then cross my street back to my place. But for that night, for some reason, I just decided not to. I just turned right around on that sidewalk and walked by. And just as I got to the corner where my place was, it's like all of a sudden I start hearing these pops, and I turn around, and just on the street across from me, like the one little block over, there's like, I barely see it because by the time I turn around, I'm already like reacting to it and about to run. But I catch a glimpse of what looks like a guy holding his arm out, and there's like a bunch of like women running away for some reason. There's like just 3 like women just like dispersing, and I'm just like, oh shit, that's a gun. So I can jolt back and call the police or whatever. And yeah, that was interesting. It was like 2 a.m. But if I went my usual route, I would have been walking down like right as that happened. I might have fucking caught a bullet.
Good God, dude. I gotta say, like that's one of my least favorite parts of being in the city. Is like every time you're out walking, you just like gotta have like so much situational awareness and like alertness. Like you gotta just like constantly be scanning around, just like, okay, where's the trouble coming from? Like, is it who's that guy? What's he doing? Whereas like if you're just walking around in a normal place, it's like I can just feel totally at ease. Like no one's gonna murder me just out of nowhere. No one's gonna run up to me and try to stab me.
Yeah, I feel like in Ottawa I haven't had any like issues like that. Like most of the homeless people, they're not like gonna do anything. Like they're all just whatever. Like they're fucked up, but they're not like gonna attack anyone.
Yeah, like I saw some fights going on in Ottawa, but it was all like, nobody came up to me at any point. Like I saw more drugged out like wacko homeless people in Ottawa than in any other city I've ever been in. But the difference was in Ottawa, nobody ever came up to me and asked me for anything or was like being aggressive to me. It was always all the trouble was like amongst themselves.
Yeah, that definitely sounds accurate. It's even worse than like New York because you live close by, right?
I'm like 3 hours drive north of New York, so like I'm not near it at all. But like I visit New York a lot, and even when I'm there, it's like a lot more people will come up to me, and I've not felt like in serious danger yet, but it feels it's more concerning when they're actually like trying to interact with you and get something out of you.
Yeah, for sure.
So in Kitchener, it was worse than Ottawa?
Well, I was only there for 4 years, and only like a year and a half was actually in the downtown area. But yeah, I'd say just in terms of like violence, because I think Kitchener is closer to Toronto, and there's a lot more gang violence in Toronto, so it sort of siphons into Kitchener. But yeah, Ottawa's just kind of more sad.
Yeah,
it's like, I remember going out a couple months back now, and I was going down to like this one part of the downtown core, and as I'm walking to the bar that we're all going to meet at, there's like a homeless person that's just like on the street, and she's just like sobbing, like just on the street, like sitting down and like turned away from the crowd, but just like horrifically like sobbing. And I'm just like, oh, cool, man, Friday night, I have to party. But it's just like, fuck, like it's not even like, I don't want to make it sound like, oh, they're ruining my night or whatever. It's just like, it's
you're harshing my vibe.
Reminder. Yeah. Hey, can you fucking stop, man?
I'm trying to have a wonderful night in the city right now.
But yeah, it's just like a reminder of just like how shitty things are, like economically and just generally, like I don't know.
No, it is. It's a huge bummer. I mean, that's how I felt in Ottawa the whole time. It was like they weren't like coming up to me, which was nice, but I was also just like, God, what a depressing place this is. It's just there's every single block That was what was different about it. In like New York City, it's like you can go a couple blocks and then there's like some heroin guys or something that are like kind of passed out. But in Ottawa, it's like there was just every block had a group of people who were living the worst life that I could possibly imagine.
Yeah. No, I think it's pretty spread out across the entire city now. Like it's you can't really find many spots that aren't that don't have some sort of problem.
Dude, so like what are the pros though then? Why do you choose to live there?
That's a good fucking question. I ask myself that a lot. I don't know. I mean, obviously I know people here. That's just a convenience thing. My parents live close by and everything, so it's just like what I'm used to. There's like kind of an animation scene, sort of, even though I don't do it professionally. So, you know, it might be a
Is this Jurg, like Jurg the animator?
Yeah, Jurg the animator.
Oh, dude, nice. Hell yeah, you've been making great animations, dude. I love what you've been putting out. You just put out one recently that I haven't seen yet, but I love your animations.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then, I mean, professionally, like, I do, like, video editing stuff, so it's like, you know, I can't even really take advantage of that because there's not a lot of video editing stuff or video, you know, corporate video out here. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just convenience, I guess. If I do move somewhere, it's like, where do I even fucking go? Like, I don't want to live in Toronto, you know? I don't want to go to the States. I don't want to. So it's just I don't know, just kind of settling on it.
Yeah, I mean, that is the hard part of anyone who's like trying to like make a living on creative stuff. Like, unless you're just 100% online, like the cities are the only place where anything creative is of any value. Unless you're going to be like a sign maker, you can make signs for local businesses. That's the only thing that has any value anywhere besides the city.
Yeah. No, it's rough.
Got any plans here? Like, you think, is there somewhere else you could possibly go, or is it just you wouldn't want to move so far away that you'd be abandoning your kin?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I remember when I was younger, I would like fantasize about like, oh, maybe I'll move to BC or whatever, because I had some family out there when I was younger, and it looks like a really nice spot. Or even just, you know, Alberta or something. But as I get older, it's like the like logic of that just starts to become more apparent, where it's like there's so much like effort and money, and there's like other issues like out west too. They also have their own fucking opiate problem, and
yeah,
you know, then you're also restarting your life all over again. It's like, you know, I'm getting up there. I'm an old man. I don't know if I can totally justify it.
At least you've got the benefit of like being near family. Because if you move to another city, you'd probably find it's a lot of the same, but now you're also totally isolated.
Yeah, exactly, right. Like when I moved to Kitchener, it's like I at least had the convenience of I was in school, so I could meet people through that and stuff like that.
Were you living on campus or off campus when you're in school?
I was living off campus, but our the program was very like collaborative and whatever, so it was easy to meet people who were chill. But yeah, so I mean, you know, the dream I guess would be to like be able to live out in the fucking middle of nowhere, just away from the cities. But then that's a whole other thing, right? Like it's not very convenient, and I don't even know. I couldn't survive in the wilderness, man.
Me neither.
I get like a cut and then get infected and I die in like the first week. Like not even from like a bear, just from something pathetic like that.
Like I don't even want to live like that's the dream for me as well. The fake dream that's not ever going to be a reality is living like out in the rural in the sticks. But I don't want to be like I don't even want to be a 20-minute drive from the grocery store because that seems like a huge hassle.
Yeah, exactly. So and there's not even like a lot of options in terms of that too, because just everything just keeps expanding more and more. So it's like, where even could you find somewhere that's that's close enough to a grocery store, but also is like actually isolated? You know, it's kind of getting more and more impossible.
No, Unless, yeah, exactly. Like, unless you can somehow synthesize your own groceries up in Nunavut or the Yukon territories. I've learned all the Canadian provinces this past week. I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah, that's great, man.
What's the other one? What's the other northern one? That wasn't the ones I just said?
Fuck. Yellowknife,
Northwestern
maybe?
territories?
I honestly have forgotten most of that shit. I should remember that. I'm not a very good Canadian.
All right, dude. Thank you for calling in. Good talking to you, man.
All right, yeah. Have a good one.
All right, have a good one. That was Yerg. Yerg makes great animations. They're on YouTube and Newgrounds and Instagram and all that other stuff. Y-E-R-G, Yerg. He's a talented guy. Canadian even. Nice little dig there. It sounded like Canadian even. Come on. Canadians can do animation. Jack?
Hey, how's it going, Minute?
Good, dude. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm pretty tired, but doing all right. I haven't talked to you in a while, so it's good to talk to you, man.
Yeah, good to talk to
Good
you.
to see you.
When's the last time we talked?
Oh man, it's well over a month ago because I missed the past 2 call-in shows that you did, man. And your last one was like a month ago.
I know they're getting few and far between. Been doing too much travel. Where are you
You're
at?
doing some kind of something.
Eh?
You were doing some kind of road trip or something?
I've just been all over the place. I've got like weddings and shit I've been going to, and just all shit. It's been nonstop lately. Are you American or Canadian, or where are you at?
Well, I'm American, man.
You a city liver, a city dweller?
So I live in a suburb outside of Corpus Christi, Texas.
Okay,
And
Texas
Corpus
suburb.
Christi is a shithole.
Nice.
Yeah,
in what
it's
way? We talking drugs and homeless, or some other thing?
You know, I actually went on a vacation to Oregon just it's like 2 months ago now, actually. And so when you talk about like drugs and homeless, I think of Portland, Oregon. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say drugs and homeless because I've seen drugs and homeless there, and it's fucking bananas.
It's not like
it's
the
more or less-
block-long encampments that you see there.
No, nothing like that, dude. Nothing like that. Like it has its homeless for sure,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like, I hate to call it like low key homeless because isn't that kind of what the whole gig is? You want to be really low key if you're homeless, but
Right.
there's not many. There's really not as many. They're not like violently aggressive or anything like that. It's just more or less like the culture, and then politics and government and shit like that is super corrupt and money hungry.
Oh.
Like the whole city is just stuck in like, I would say like 1981. That city has not progressed past 1981, and it's infrastructure, design, anything. Like I don't know where I guess all the money's just flying into the politicians' pockets, but like they're building a new bridge that goes over the harbor for Corpus, and they've been working on it for like goddamn 7 years at this point, and they're still not projected to like finish it for another 6. And it's like, how?
Dude,
How does
I
it
love
take
that.
this-
I see that shit everywhere. I mean, especially like in New York City, you get like there'll be things that's like, we've got $1 billion to plan a new subway thing here, a new subway line. And it's like, all right, we spent the $1 billion, but the plan is not yet finished. Like they haven't even begun like work, but they're just like, but we spent the $1 billion on just the idea of it.
You're right.
But that's everywhere.
Well, I just don't understand, like, is it like one of those things where they say they need this much money, and then at the last minute, they're just, like, scramble some shit together, or do they,
Right.
like, always have the plan, And then they're like, just tell them we need like $5 million. Like, they don't know.
What we presented actually cost $500, but we need
Yeah.
we need $5 million more to just get it right across the finish line.
Yeah, yeah. And then it's always fucked. Like, I work for a municipality, and
Oh,
dude,
yeah?
seriously, anytime they design anything in the city, like right now what they're doing is they're redesigning Public Works' shop where we like park all of our tractors and all that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And so they laid down all this new pavement and then a driveway that goes around like the pavement where the shop is at. Then that driveway kind of goes down a hill. Well, in between the slab and the driveway is just dirt. And it's like, so are they going to fill that in, or is that just going to be like dirt? And they're like, no, that's just going to be like dirt. And it's like, you realize when it rains, all that's just going to wash out and then ruin the driveway, right?
Sorry, we ran out of money to put anything but dirt there.
Yeah, that was an extra $1 million to pour that last little bit of concrete all the way up to the wall.
Do you think that's just like there's like with a population that's so great, it's just like there's so much money. We'll be able to find it eventually. Like it might take next year or 10 years, but like it's all coming in every year.
I think at least for like the municipality I work for, they can just get away with whatever they want, and so they do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those things where they're just raking in so much cash that it doesn't matter if they do something like really shitty or not, because they know they're going to get in office like the next election season. That's the only thing I can think of. I looked up the, what's it called? The Citizen Satisfaction Report for 2022.
Mm.
They had 50% approval rating from the census of the, it's like 50% of the people that you put this census to in the city don't agree with the government and like how they're running things and spending their tax dollars. It's like, how are these people in power then?
Well, the other
'Cause I guess-
50% just don't. They just don't care.
Yeah, that too. Absolutely, that too.
Dude, but that's you know, like I don't know how any of that shit works. It doesn't. It feels like whenever there's a person who would run and they'd be like, I want to reduce spending. It's like, well, you're trying to fucking kill poor people when you do that. Like to increase spending, just like the general feeling of that is like, yes, we do want to increase spending because that will help people. And they're not really thinking about how what that really means is like it's just going to give politicians more leeway and more money.
Well, man, I think it's one of those things where it's like it's more or less of like the allocation of the funds. Because here's another example, at least from the city that I work for.
Mhm.
So we live by the sea, and so they have this pier that people go and fish off of. It's a very popular place. It's an attraction for the town.
Mm.
And so they revamped the whole place and everything like that.
Mm.
And then they planted a bunch of oak trees and mesquite trees in these like big flower beds. And it's like, dude, you're a stone's throw away from the ocean. These trees are not going to survive. On top of that, too, I work for the parks department. Like, who's taking care of these trees? Because it sure as shit isn't us. You didn't tell us to take care of these trees. So they all fucking died. And it was like, well, how much money were all these fucking 12 trees that you bought? Like, if you just wouldn't have bought these trees, maybe you could have spent that money on something else. That's the thing that I think it really boils down to, is like more than like spending more or spending less. This is just like just stupid ass things. Like, dude, you spent $1 million on your planning, and you still got this like section of dirt that's gonna wash out in the rain. Like, dude, you could have literally just walked down to the shop and asked us, and we could have told you what would have happened. I mean,
Right.
fuck, man.
Yeah,
And
it's
you're
like-
already paying me.
It's the sort of thing that sounds good. It's like, because of my initiative, there are 12 more trees by the port. It doesn't matter that they're all dead now, but I planted those fucking trees.
Yeah. It'll be a part of their green initiative for the town or some shit, you know.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing is that I feel like with city living, I mean, the town that I live in, I think it's like 15,000 people. It's not a very big town or anything like that. I mean, I live next to Corpus, which Corpus is a big place, but like I said, major shithole. And it's nice. It's not bad, but I would still rather live in the countryside, man. I would absolutely live in the countryside. What about you? Do you prefer? Well, I guess I never really asked you. Do you live in like a suburb or something like that? What's your situation?
Right now, I live in the suburbs of upstate New York because I live in my brother's house. I have the luxury of having a bunch of family out here, and I can just kind of mooch off of them. But not everybody has that. I have a big family, so I have a lot of different people I can mooch off of, which is very important to me. But my brother's selling his house. I've been living here for 4 years. He just sold it like a couple days ago, really. So I'm going to be kind of living just out of my car for a little bit here while I figure out the next living situation. Just sort of couch surfing. But I would like to live in like a peaceful place, a place that's not in the big city. I've lived in cities in the past, and I like the being able to just like walk around and get everything I need by walking. That's the thing I don't like about being out in the middle of nowhere is you got to drive everywhere. But yeah, I don't know. It's like it's hard. I don't feel like there's really a place that I'm very well suited for because I'm not like really like a country boy. It's not like a country boy can survive. Like I can't grow food. I don't know how to do that.
Well, have you ever lived at all rural? I mean, even somewhat, or have you always kind of lived in suburbs?
No, I mean, I'm on suburbs, like on the cusp of rural. It's not like suburbs on the cusp of city. It's a lot closer to rural than it is city. But it's still like I'm 5 minutes from a 5-minute drive from the grocery store. So that's
a pretty sweet deal then. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's nice. It is. But yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like you get a lot of the benefits of modern society in the city, but then you get all the drawbacks as well.
What would you say would be the drawbacks to suburbs? Because I feel like suburbs have much different drawbacks than cities do. Because I mean, just like looking at comments and shit, like I just tuned in a little while ago. I was like, oh fuck, another stream. I imagine everybody's talking about like the drugs and the homeless, and everybody's like a fucking asshole and shit. But what are like suburb problems? Like, I mean,
I think the problem with the suburbs is like these are all people who are away from cities, and so they're very protective of the quote unquote normal life in the suburbs, and it's whatever their idea of normal is, and so like. Even someone like me, like I'm not doing drugs out in the street and like asking for change, but like I am I'm a weird guy for the suburbs. Like I'm in my room screaming a lot to record for videos and stuff. Never had like a specific problem with that, but like I feel like people don't really want people like me out here. They want to just have like normal family people, like they're just raising kids and they got a normal job and like everything is all cool and normal and there's nothing weird about it. There's no creative vibe or anything. It's just like we do our jobs that we hate and we come home and we watch TV until we go to sleep and that's what we like. So
that's kind of the lines of what I was gonna say too, because like fuck them kids, dude. That was going to be one thing I was going to say. Is like the biggest problem with the suburbs is the fucking kids. I live like down the block from a baseball field. I didn't know that they play baseball year fucking round. Like they stopped playing baseball for like 2 months, and then it all just kicks back up again. And it's like it's cool. The kids are doing something. They're having fun and shit. But it's like, dude, I don't give a fuck about your fucking kid's baseball game. It's annoying as shit to hear you screaming your fucking head off at the fucking T-ball game like this is the MLB. Like, goddamn, dude. And then everybody has to try to cater to the children all the time. But yet, I don't know. Do you ever see kids doing anything ever anywhere? I feel like I only see children walking or playing baseball or playing football.
Yeah, that
And
sounds
it's
about
like,
right.
oh, but the children. And it's like, what the fuck did the kids? They all are playing Fortnite or something, dude. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. They're basically walking just to and from school. That's about it.
Yeah, essentially. I don't know. I guess it's because I don't have kids and it's not really in the cards for me. So I don't really give a fuck about the next generation. It doesn't impact my life. So it just really fucking annoys me whenever people pull that shit of like, oh, well, this is for the kids. Oh, this is this. And it's like, dude, if you were a kid, would you want to go to this cheese dick fucking everybody serving soda, free country music, Western show? No, you'd rather go smoke weed under the bridge with all the other kids, you know?
Right. It's like you're ditching any of the outlying weirdness for like a very safe and protective environment. And so there's a lot less like creativity or just like, but it seems like that's the trade-off. It's like if you want to have weirdness, you're going to get good weird and bad weird alike.
Well, what would be bad weird? Because when I think bad weird, I think of like drugs and homeless people. Like that to me would be bad weird. What would be a bad weird?
Well, that's what I mean. It's like most people, I don't think, who are in the normal lifestyle, they can't distinguish the difference between good and bad weird. Like bad weird is that. It is like, it's just about like the fringes of society. So if you're on the fringe and you're like, because I don't want to do like your job, your suburban job, like you're just weird automatically. And that's different from being like, I'm a person who's like a violent, aggressive person who is just going to like, I'm like I'm out here to like just live on my own. And I don't know, there is a difference between good and bad weird, but people who are living in the suburbs can't tell the difference.
You know, that's really true because I was just thinking about it and I was like, man, if I drove past Minute Hour in the work truck and we were like, who the fuck is that guy? I don't know. He makes like YouTube videos and shit. We'd be like, man, fuck that idiot.
Get that guy out of my town. Yeah. All right, hey man, it's good talking to you. Thanks for calling in.
Hey, you take it easy, man. Always good hearing from you.
All right, have a good one. Bye.
All right.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh.
Call from
Legato.
Legato?
Yes. Yes, it's me. It's Legato.
No. This is not Legato.
It's definitely me again. I've called in. I'm Legato.
You can call through this sock full of change, but I can tell this is not Legato.
God damn it. Not again.
Who's this?
This is David again.
Oh, David, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. I mean, I can barely hear you. I don't know what's going on your side of the phone here, but...
Good God.
Huh?
What? Let me see this.
I'm going to really just have to assume a lot of what you're saying on this call.
Hello?
Oh, shit. There you are. Whoa, clear as day.
I fixed...
Was that a voice changer?
No, it's a Google Voice. It wasn't to my Yeti mic. It was to the camera mic.
Oh, dude, nice. Okay, hey, your Yeti sounds great. Shout out.
Thank you. More people should use it.
No, I actually fucking hate the Yeti mic as much as I hate the Snowball mic.
Shit.
Fuck that shit, dude. All right, no, but anyway.
Shit.
David, last time you called in, we were trying to, I was trying to get you to put your sister-in-law on the phone, I recall.
Oh, well, yeah. They're not even home right now, so we can just forget about that.
Okay,
tonight.
good. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about now.
No.
We're talking city living. Are you a city boy, or are you on the outskirts of the suburbs or the rural? Where you at?
I live in a college town here in Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I live in a trailer park.
How is it?
So people have been talking about homeless people a lot, and I just want to pitch in my 2 cents, my story of homeless people.
Please do.
Living in a trailer park, it's interesting. There's a lot of rapscallions and degenerates going by. So you'd think I would lock my door. But a couple years ago, we were too comfy and we did not lock our door.
You had an open door policy?
Yeah, absolutely. People could just come in and hang out if they wanted. And until a homeless man decided to come in the morning.
Just walk right in?
Just walk right in.
What happened? What was he looking for?
Well, I had 2 roommates at the time. The one guy, he gets up and he goes to work. He leaves and he makes a note about how he needs to talk to me and my other roommate about the kind of people we invite over. But we didn't invite this guy. My other roommate, he wakes up and he goes into the living room and then he turns around and wakes me up and asks me, do I know this guy? I say, I didn't invite anybody. So I walk in and lo and behold, there is a dirty man sleeping on our couch. He has opened up Pop-Tarts and smashed them into the carpet.
Whoa.
He opened up cans of soda. He has taken my bags and backpack and it's just a huge mess. There's things everywhere. He's opened up my guitar case and my guitar is sitting out. He found my revolver and that is sitting out.
Oh God.
But he was sleeping and he had a knife behind his head, but he was passed out from, I assume, drugs. So the first thing I do is I take the knife and I put that away. And then I go over to my gun and I load it.
Yeah, for safety.
You know, absolutely. And so I'm holding the gun and luckily I didn't have to use it or anything.
Were you pointing it?
Unfortunate. No, I was not pointing it. I just had it at my side.
Okay, you weren't like waking him up being like, hey buddy, I've got you right between my sights.
Just like put it at his temple. No. Not this time.
So this is like just a drugged out homeless guy. Like, do you think he wandered in there
he had, like,
accidentally?
Schizophrenia or something and drugs. Like a couple different things was going on, I believe. I wake him up. I should have just called the cops right then, but I wake him up first.
How'd you wake him
We're trying
up?
to talk to him. I clapped my hands really loud. And we're just like asking him to wake up. And he comes to, and we're just asking him what he's doing and who he is. And he's talking to us for like 10 minutes. He's going in and out of different accents, like a British accent.
Whoa.
And he's talking about how he's read our mail, so he knows our names. And so he starts calling himself my roommate's name.
He thought he could fool you?
I guess. And he said, like, actually, I'm the real man who lives here, and I don't want to pay to have it fixed again. That's an actual quote that he said. And we're just like tripping. I'm trying to ask him, like, I don't know, maybe it was stupid. I was just trying to ask him what he took so that I could have a gauge of what I'm dealing with here. But he's not helping at all. He eventually, he gets up, he ties his shoes, and I get on the phone with the cops, and he grabs my backpack that has my keys and wallet in it, and he starts leaving. I hand my phone over to my roommate, and so he's talking to the cops, and then the dude is going down the steps off the porch, and I'm trying to take the backpack off, the straps off of his shoulders, and he's just like arguing with me, no, this is mine. And then just all of a sudden, he punches me in the face.
Good God.
And I go down, and he runs off screaming that he's being attacked.
He still got the backpack?
He's got the backpack. And so he runs into another trailer here in the trailer park, and he just is just screaming that he's being attacked, and there's like kids in that trailer, that one. And so we're freaking out because he seems super unstable, and he just punched me in the face.
Right.
And he's in there for like 30 seconds, maybe a minute, and then he comes out and runs between the alleyway between like different trailers. The cops show up and they make a perimeter, and I just go back to my trailer, and I'm just sitting on my couch having a cigarette, and they come by to take my statement, and one cop has a camera and he has a measuring thing and he's taking a picture of the egg on my forehead.
He's measuring it?
Yeah, I mean, for some reason you gotta measure these things, like how big the egg was when the guy punched me, because it was pretty big actually. It didn't feel good.
Was it a felonious egg or like a misdemeanor egg?
I think it was a felonious egg.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and so I'm hanging out on my couch. I'm supposed to be at work. I tell my boss that I've been broken into and I don't have my keys, so I can't even come to work.
Mm.
And then a few hours later, the cops come by and they give me back my backpack.
Oh, nice.
They found him a couple blocks away. Still had the backpack. Still had everything in it. And later on, I'm looking at like police reports on websites, and this dude first he was across the street at a skate park. He was messing with some other homeless. We've got a lot of homeless people here in Oregon.
Okay.
There's a lot of them. And I happen to live next to the place where there's most homeless people.
Mm.
So I hear them screaming all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so this guy, before he came over to my trailer, he was messing with some other person. He was like calling them racial slurs and stuff and messing with them. He gets arrested and then he gets cited and released right then and there. And then once he gets released, that same night, he goes to another homeless person, hits him over the head with a bar stool, runs across the street, checking the people's. He comes into my neighborhood, my trailer park, and he's checking doors, and my door is unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
And so he comes into my trailer and takes a nap after trashing the place. And so this guy was dangerous. And so he was arrested, and then he goes to jail instead of just being released again.
So
which happens a lot.
At first, I would think like breaking and entering is a not a catch and release situation, but does it not count as breaking? Is it just entering if the door isn't locked?
That's what I'm assuming. I from what I understand, it wasn't breaking and entering because the door was unlocked.
It was simply entering.
It was just simply entering, but that was hardly an issue. They mostly just threw the books at him for attacking me.
Yeah, what about
attacking another homeless guy?
Yeah, like punching you in the face, like that also is not an arrestable crime.
No, it was. They did arrest him for that.
Okay, they did get him.
Yeah. The first time he was messing with someone, calling some person racial slurs, they arrested him and then let him go for that.
That's
but then
fine.
after that, he attacked one guy and then attacked me, and then he was arrested.
Once he went on an attack spree, then that's going too far.
It's like, when you get arrested for calling people racial slurs, you get pissed off a little bit. You got to let it out.
But once the fists start flying, eating your Pop-Tarts, that's one thing. But punching you in the face,
but then
come
when
on.
you make too many Jew jokes to your family.
Yeah, that's for the people who heard the last call-in show that you're on. Dude, well, that's.
But unfortunately, yes.
But it worked out. You escaped with just a goose egg.
Yep.
What's going through your mind? Like, were you scared when you found this guy in your?
I was pissed off when I first saw him. When I first saw him, I wasn't scared. Like, I had another guy with me. He's bigger than me. We were both bigger than this guy.
And he's asleep.
And he's asleep, and I'm not really scared. I'm just more interested, like what led him here, and I'm pissed off that he's on my couch stinking it up.
That's beyond interesting, though. Like, what if? Do you feel you would be more scared if, like, he just walked in and you saw him walk in, cognizant?
Yes.
He's aware. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that would be worse.
It's kind of like you had the upper hand because you found him.
Oh yeah,
and he was already
we were standing
asleep.
over him. We could have beat the shit out of him if we wanted to.
What stopped you from doing that?
He was asleep.
Like you were like feeling like you didn't want to take advantage of a sleeping guy.
I'm saying we could have beat the shit out of him, but I didn't at the time. I did not want to. I still don't want to. He seemed like he was in a really bad state, and I'm glad he's
got problems.
Oh, he's got major problems. I think it was like mental stuff, also drugs, you know.
I mean,
it took a while to wake him up.
I read these stories on the news, and you know, obviously, who knows? Who knows about the news? Who knows? Who knows what's going on there? Who's in control?
No, it's all fake news.
Yeah, it's all fake news, obviously. But you know, you hear these fake news stories, like a man shot a guy because he knocked on the wrong door at the wrong time. This is a guy who's actually in your house and rifling through your stuff, but because he was done rifling by the time you found him. But wait, you said that you got a note from your other roommate, like he saw the guy and he just thought that like that was one of your friends?
That's what I heard that later on. He left for work and then we called him and then later on talked to him when everything was settled, and he said that when he was leaving, he made a mental note about how he needs to talk to us about the people we invite
because they're like too messy, they're too stinky.
Yeah, it's like, thanks, you know, it's he's not watching. he didn't think it was some homeless guy. He just thought it was one of our stinky friends that we always bring over.
Has there been a problem with that in the past? Like,
no.
Yeah, that's weird.
My car has never been broken into. Nobody has ever broken in or attacked me or anything. It's like the homeless people mostly just keep to themselves and they're drug dealers.
Right.
Like I have a porch on my trailer and I'll sit there and I'm right across the street. There's a river in between us and there's a park right there that a lot of homeless people will stay at. And so in the evenings I can hear them screaming and beating each other sometimes. Like I'll every other night I'll hear a dude like slapping the shit out of some chick. Which is super sad, and I just put on my headphones and I turn it up so I can't hear it anymore.
Right.
Because it happens all the time, and it's not like the cops can do anything.
But you can't do that when they've actually entered your home. Then you can't just put on the headphones. You got to actually clap your hands.
You got to
make them wake up.
Do something.
Yeah. Good God. Well, hey, thanks for calling in, Dave. Good to hear from you again.
Yeah, always a pleasure, my friend. Yeah, thanks for picking up.
All right, have a good one, man. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Nice. Good Lord. I thank the good Lord that that's never happened to me. I would be so freaked out, even if he's asleep. I mean, I don't want a strange, stinky man in my place. I don't know what I would do. I would probably, I guess I would do the same thing. I would try to just usher them out. But I'd be pretty freaked out. I guess having another large, able-bodied man, that helps. But still, I don't know. It's just some guy. Some stinky man. He's stealing my Pop-Tarts. He's about to get the fucking beatdown of his lifetime for sucking down my Pop-Tarts. You know that motherfucker? No, it's like that's another violent fantasy thing. But in the real world, I'd probably just be like, oh, please, could you? Why are you here? Could you please go away? But also, he had a gun and a knife, so I don't know. It's hard to say exactly what would have gone down. All right, we're gonna take a quick break here. And by quick, I mean it's gonna be a couple songs because I gotta pee and I gotta get more beer and all this. I gotta just decompress after these stories. I feel like we all do. So while we're decompressing, we're just gonna do another quick shout out to Chunk, chunkmonthly.gumroad.com. If a man entered your apartment or your trailer or your home or wherever you live, your subterranean lair, I would think that the most valuable thing that you own is a chunk from chunkmonthly.gumroad.com. Sign up, $10 a month. You get a new piece of physical media in the mail every month. Comics, zines, CDs, and more. all from different artists, all hand-picked by myself, the Minute Hour, the man who you trust with things like this sort of thing. I mean, not all things. You wouldn't trust me with, like, your finances. I mean, you are giving me your money. So I guess I take that back. But, you know, whatever. You trust what I'm talking about. chunkmonthly.gumroad.com. You sign up for $10 a month, you get a new piece of physical media mailed to you in the mail every month. It's all produced in-house by Moxie Famous. We do all the printing and trimming and stapling and all this shit. Very high-quality pieces of physical media at the most affordable rate that we can possibly do while still having some profit because we want to pay the artist for what they do. And ourselves, so that we can upgrade the equipment and be able to make more stuff in the future. Greater variety of things and a greater quantity and quality. They said it couldn't be done, but we're proving them wrong every single day. chunkmonthly.gumroad.com. If you go right now, you can find there's the monthly option. That's the subscription. You'll get all the chunks that you pay for. If you do the individual option right now, the thing that you can get is giga.zip. It's a 24-page full-color zine compiled by Alan Lunch, which if you go to that the individual page there, there's a link to his Instagram. You can see some of the art that he does, sort of him and his band of merry misfits. It's a very fun zine, stories and art, and you know, that's what it is, stories and art. Every month there's a new chunk, different stuff every month. We print it, we publish it, we send it to you, and I think you'll like it. You know, we're not making stuff that we don't care about. We care about every single chunk that we make. So, if you're into that, physical media, sign up. You'll start seeing your chunk stacks grow over the years rather. Every month you get a new one. chunkmonthly.gumroad.com. Check it out. We're still going to do more of the Colin Show after this break. Right now we're listening to music from Shock Treatment, which is a movie musical, which is the spiritual sequel to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I think I've seen both now. I think I like Shock Treatment more. It's got a little bit more to say about media and this sort of thing, which I care about. Rocky Horror Picture Show has got a lot to say about sex, which I don't care about. I don't care to hear about sex ever, but it was still good, you know. I liked it. I saw it for the first time last month, and I enjoyed it. But anyway, a little more music here, and then we'll be back with more calls. This is The Colin Show.
I'm not a locomotive to suture myself. I've been a cynic for too many years. Playing doctor and nurse, it can be good for your health. I've seen clinics with those gimmicks in Tangiers. But if you open your heart to a smooth operator, he'll take you for all that you've got. He'll hand you a curse that'll be with you later. It'll shake you the way he takes off, like a shot. You need a bit of shock treatment. Gets you jumping like a real live wire. Need a bit of shock treatment. So look out, mister, don't you blow your last resistor for a vista that'll mystify ya. You're blinded by romance, you're blinded by science. Your condition is critically grave. But don't expect mercy from such an alliance. Suspicion of tradition, so new wave. So if you're looking for a standard to which you can aspire, then baby, look at me. Oh, look at me. I'm cold, you said. I've gotta go back. So come on, feet. We gotta hit the streets. We've got it made. I'm looking for trade. I'm looking for love. I'm looking for trade. I need some young blood. I need some young blood. I need it now. I need some young blood. I need some young blood. And we're gonna get it somehow. I'm on a dead end street. I'm like a dog in the heat. I'm like a kid with no toys. I wanna get those boys. Ooh, I can't be delayed. I'm looking for trade. I'm looking for love. I'm looking for trade. Oh, we're all living like there's no tomorrow. The way things are going, that's probably true. But without you and me, sis, the world would fall to pieces. Then I can't who's the greater. Our raving savior, that's you. I'm on a primrose path. I'm looking for a laugh. Remember, it's no fun to be the chosen one. There are games to be played, looking for trade. I'm looking for love. I'm looking for trade. I need some young blood. I need some young blood. I need it now. Oh, I need some young blood. I need some young blood. And I'm gonna get it somehow. I'm looking for trade.
Beep. I'm looking for trade. Okay. This is going to be the last segment of the call-in show tonight. We're doing a tight show. Just 3 measly hours. People who listen to the call-in show before know sometimes it goes 6 hours. Not now. I'm tired. I want to eat. I bought a frozen pizza, and I want to eat that shit. So we're going to do one last little segment here. I'm turning on the number 518-288-7938. You can call in, talk to me about city living or whatever. Whatever. Who cares at this point? You know, we're in the 3rd hour. Not really, we're in the 2nd and a half hour. But I already don't care. So that's ostensibly the topic of the show. And here's a caller right now. And I'm going to see.
Call from.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up? Who's this?
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Brendan.
Yo, Brendan. What's up with
Hey,
you?
man.
Hey.
Oh, not much. I was falling asleep.
Nice,
And,
me too.
Yeah, comfy, about to fall asleep. But yeah, I wasn't really listening before either, so.
That's okay.
But I had a city story from New York City.
Tell us.
All right. Well, we lived in an apartment and in Bushwick, Bushwick in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And there were there's no radiators in the apartment. But we didn't realize that when we looked at it because, someone else was living there.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was no heat in the apartment.
Oh.
So, in the wintertime, it got really cold.
Did you have some space heaters?
Yeah, they gave us a space heater.
Oh, that's nice.
That was nice of them. But it was definitely wasn't big enough. And we even it was the same. Our neighbor had the same situation. I don't know why these couple apartments didn't have any heat, but they had a bunch of pets, and they had fish die, and I think a bird died or something.
Oh.
It was really cold. Anyways, that's not the story I was going to tell, but I had a job, and I had to work really late. Every once in a while, I would work really late, and it was 2 a.m, and I was on my laptop working, and I heard a noise in the hallway, kind of like a rhythmic beat.
Hmm.
And it was kind of a sketchy neighborhood, and there's always stuff going on. So I was working. I was just kind of I didn't really pay too much attention yet.
You were vibing.
But, yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And was trying to get my work done. And I ended up looking, I used to look through the peephole sometimes because you could see people in the hallway and stuff.
Yeah.
And so where we lived, we could see down a stairwell into a hall on the bottom. And so I look, and the tapping was a guy having sex with a prostitute.
Dude, I knew as soon as you said it was a rhythmic pounding, I knew.
Well, okay, I didn't say pounding.
Well, I filled in the blanks because it's either a rap battle or a sex battle.
Yeah, and so it was through people, so I could kind of couldn't really see everything, right? But
but it was enough to jerk off to, right?
Well, no, but I could see what the woman was wearing, and she was wearing an all denim, she was wearing all denim, and there was a lady in the neighborhood that I would see walk around who did look like a prostitute, in hindsight, but she used to wear all denim, so I realized it was her.
Right.
And
she was working late as well.
That's my punchline. Yeah. So that's what I was about to say. But yeah, that's one of my city stories.
Do you think that was a guy who lived in your building, or just he got in there?
Maybe. I don't know. Either in my building or the one next door. There was a bunch of shady people around that neighborhood, but there were a lot of rats too. Shady people and shady rats. And I kicked one once by accident.
Nice.
Taking my laundry to the laundromat.
Ugh.
I was walking, and I felt like a warm, soft body on my foot.
And it wasn't a prostitute this time.
That one wasn't a prostitute. It was a rat. And it was pretty disgusting living there.
Wait, you said this was? Did you say this was NYC? The big city?
Yeah, New York City. Yeah, it's in Bushwick.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
New York City, yeah.
So rats, prostitutes. What about cockroaches?
Oh my God, yeah. Well, the apartment that had no heat when we first moved in had a lot of cockroaches, but they actually did take care of it, which I couldn't believe. The landlord came and they squirted some toxic stuff on everything, and it worked though. They were still kind of here and there, you'd still see them, but the actually the first night we moved in, it was me and my now wife, but
congratulations.
Thank you very much. She was from the city, so she had her family's there, and they had a bunch of people. Like I forget what the situation was, but she had a lot of people at her, the house, the apartment she grew up in. So when we first moved in, we also didn't know there was roaches till we moved in, and there was enough that it was, I mean, even one is uncomfortable, but there were a lot. So
what
she
is a
had,
lot?
Like, a place.
I've seen a couple. What's a lot?
I don't know, like
double digits.
You open up a cabinet. Oh yeah, double digits for sure.
Ugh.
Yeah.
What is it about cockroaches that are just like, it triggers a response in me at least? It's just
Yeah,
like, this is
they're really
disgusting.
gross. No, I don't know, and they're like the seed pods were kind of like, I don't know, not seed pods. I guess they're eggs, but they have like this weird egg that you find sometimes. It was really awful. And so she went and slept there that night, and I slept on a chair, like a really uncomfortable wooden chair. And I didn't really sleep, but I didn't want to sleep on the floor. Like, we didn't really have any furniture yet, So we had like a mattress we could put on the floor, but I wasn't going to sleep on that. So
They
it
hate
was
chairs.
awful. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure they still went on me. It was really gross.
Have you heard like this thing? Like I heard this. I don't know if this is true or not. Like you're not supposed to step on a cockroach because like they have their eggs on their back or something.
I've never heard of that. You have to step on.
Okay,
them.
it sounds like something a cockroach itself told me. It's like, you're not allowed to step on us. You can't just kill us because you're gonna get more cockroaches. You can't step on us.
Yeah, seriously, that's suspicious. That's really weird.
I've
poison them either. Yeah.
I've like I lived in Boston in an extremely dank apartment. Not the fun kind of stanky danklin that we all smoke and love. It was just a horrible apartment, and a cockroach would just like, I would find them dead, like belly up in the middle of the floor, and it would piss me off so much. It's like, this cockroach died of old age. It lived a long and happy life in my apartment.
I was probably happier there than you were.
Yeah, and it's like people also say it's like if you find a cockroach out in the open, that means there's like 100 more in your compressor of your fridge or something.
Yeah, and that's actually, we didn't keep anything in the fridge, that apartment, or the microwave. We didn't use any of it because you could see they were like in on everything. It was, it was pretty gross. Yeah. Anyways, a lot of gross things come to mind with the city. So
you still there now?
No. Oh, hell no. No, we're upstate New York.
Oh, nice. Cockroaches up there, or what? What are the downsides of upstate?
Ticks.
Ah, yes.
A lot of ticks, to be honest with you. Yeah. Ticks and driving. Like, I think I heard you say it before. You got to drive everywhere. But I'd way rather that than prostitutes and cockroaches
and rats.
People, like, I mean, the other gross story, rats. And in the job I had, actually both jobs I had in the city, I had to go around all the time, either walking or driving. I had one, I was walking everywhere. And I just, the people, and a lot of homeless people, but some are nice, honestly, hang out with them almost. And but some are like, walking around. I was standing on the was in Union Square, and a guy was walking, and he was kind of like messing with his pants. I didn't know what he was doing, but I was watching him because you could tell something was up.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like adjusting his pants as he was walking, and he was leaving a trail of shit out of his pant legs as he was walking. And people were like walking behind him and stepping in it and stuff.
Oh.
And I was with a guy he was actually a street man, a guy on the street, and he was yelling to them, you stepped in the wrong stuff. And that was it. That was my other story.
Yeah, sometimes it's like you'll see piles of shit out in the suburbs, but you would only think it's dog shit. But then in the city, it's like, there's a pretty
No,
good
it's
chance this is
disgusting.
human shit right here.
Oh yeah, and it's like, I used to go in that area all the time, and I guess someone cleaned it up, sort of, but you could still kind of like see it. Like,
Who cleans that up? Is that the city's
stains.
job?
probably the fucking rats. I have no idea.
Oh, good lord! It's got its own whole ecosystem.
Yeah. But
Well, that's disgusting.
anyways, those are my gross city stories. Literally shitty stories. Like
Yeah,
I said.
the big shitty. You got it. You got us, dude. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah. Thank you. Good night.
Have a good one, man. Good night.
Bye.
Nice. When I was in Ottawa, I remember when we first got there, the first day, there was like a guy. He had like a homeless guy, but he was on the street and he had a big smile, like he's asking for money, like on the intersection of streets. How you see in cities, like they've got the sign out. But he had a big smile. He was like, please, whatever you can do. And then like when we were leaving, he was really angry. Same guy. But he had a rough couple days, and he was like throwing things at the cars, and it's just life is rough in the big shitty.
Owen. Yo.
What's up, dude?
Hey, man. Hey, how's it going?
Good. We're talking about the cities, all the cities in the world. You got anything to say about? Yeah.
I live in a city. I live in the 11th largest city in the U.S.
Ooh.
It's only like that. It's only like that because some gerrymandering about like state lines and like what counts as a county or what counts as a city. So it's really actually a small ass city.
Okay, it doesn't feel like the 11th largest.
No. We only got that like for the name. We can put it on T-shirts.
What's it like living there?
It's small. You feel like every single person you meet coincidentally knows like the fifth person you also know. It's like small circles that all intersect.
Okay, all right. Is that good or bad?
It's bad. I feel like. I'm a little bit of an outsider. I'm a little bit on the edge. I don't really fit with the rest. I would say that like having it so small means like everybody kind of knows who you are, and your reputation for anything and everything kind of follows you around as long as you're with people who know other people. It's like, oh, I've heard of you from this person, or yeah, you're that one guy who did that thing.
Is that what is the thing that people do like that are memorable in this place?
Shit.
Like I took the biggest dump outside of the town hall, or is it more notable things?
You're the one who set fire to that library. You're the one who got drunk and started calling everybody some not so nice words.
All right.
You're that guy who just like ruined the concert. But living in the city, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Living in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I've come on here, I've been on here a couple times, I talk about rats.
Mm.
And the last guy talked about rats.
Yeah.
I think. So I feel like I should throw in my final rat story.
Yeah, give us your rat take.
Yeah, my rat take. Well, first of all, I want to correct you guys. That roach thing, stomp the fuck out of roaches. The eggs on the back thing is a total fucking miss.
Good, nice. That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, you just got to crush those motherfuckers with almighty God's might, because they can survive a lot of force. Rat story. So my ongoing battle with the rodents in my father's backyard, because he has chickens, right? And all wildlife, promotes other wildlife to come hang out. So you have birds outside, you got rodents outside.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing leads to another. So he's got these chickens, and then he's got like a garden bed, and the rats have tunneled under the garden bed and started living off of the garden and fucking with the chickens.
Hmm.
And to end this cycle of leeching and fucking of chickens, we decided to dig up the compost heap. And then while digging up the compost heap, like a rat the size of a fucking football rolls out of that motherfucker. And we try to go for it. Like I basically like trying to tackle a fumbled rat, essentially. And that motherfucker just booked it out of there, right into the alley, got chased by some dogs, did not see him again.
Oh my God.
So we go back to digging through this fucking compost heap, and it is a stacked compost heap, like like the size of like an armchair or something, pretty
nice.
deep and tall. So we're digging through this thing, and we find like 2, 3-ish pockets of like little baby infant rats, like not big enough that they could really run away from us, but big enough that we like kind of got to get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
So
are you digging
we
with
just took the hoe
shovels?
and no, we were digging with shovels and hoes.
Okay, shovels and
So we just took a hoe and kind of covered them up with a little bit of dirt and just wailed on it for a minute.
Oh.
Just to chop them up and really give the nutrients back to the soil. Yeah, I have a vendetta against varmints and rodents. They can all burn.
It's good. It's good. You're past the phase of like, oh, look at the little rats.
No, those things they need to die. They're disgusting. They're gross. They smell bad. They're evil. Like, you can have a pet rat. That's whatever. I won't kill your pet rat.
Right.
But if that shit's not a pet, it's a fucking pest, and it needs to die.
How many are we talking about? How many little rats were there?
Probably 2 or like. Oh, you mean like the little itty bitty ones?
Just in total, how many rats did you dispatch of?
A dozen or more.
Oh.
Like a dozen or more for sure. Like little tiny rats. Like I've definitely killed some little rat families.
Dude, you did what had to be done.
Had to be done.
And you didn't even but like, it's kind of fun for the dogs though, sounds like. Like, you let them get big,
Yeah.
and then the dogs are just like, oh, fuck yeah. Like, here we go, big ass rat.
Yeah, they had a merry chase, but I don't know if they ever got that rat.
Are they still fast when they're that big?
But, like, you've seen how fast squirrels are, right? Squirrels are
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah,
A rat
yeah.
is just like a smarter, less balanced squirrel. So they can go pretty fast on the ground, but they ain't very good at climbing. But they're kind of meaty, so they can take a lot of damage. Like, there's some video of one jumping from like a 3rd-story balcony and being fine.
It's all the meat that's protecting their inner organs.
I guess. Man, I don't know. Maybe rats are just built different.
Yeah. Dude, thank you for calling and telling us another rat story. I think you've still got more.
You know me.
We'll give you give you a couple months and
follow me to the end of my day.
Yeah, you'll have more for us later.
Well, I hope you have a good night, Mr. The Hour.
All right.
Sounds sleepy. I just finished my pizza. I hope you get yours in the oven soon.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh yeah. Pizza Brothers. All right. Have a good one, dude.
See ya.
God. Rats, roaches, prostitutes.
Call from Jaden.
What? Is this Jaden?
It is Jaden, the fan favorite. Everybody's been waiting for me. I'm here.
Yeah, you're usually the first call of the show. Now you're one of the last.
Yeah, I was cat sitting. But that's what I wanted to talk about. I don't know about... I live in, like, kind of a city. There's so many stray cats and dogs.
Oh yeah.
Like, a lot. And people try to feed them. I'm like, don't do that.
You don't have the womanly desire to take in every cat that you see?
No.
Oh, good.
I love cats. I really do. But I mean, one time my friend was walking and a dog just came out and bit her. And she had to, like, go to the hospital for a rabies shot. Like, I don't know what it is with this, like, city that we're, like, kind of in, kind of not in. But like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm going to see a bear one day. Like, there's just so many animals.
Yeah, just like the food chain will pervade.
I know. Have you ever been, like, driving and there's just geese on the road?
It's just what?
Geese.
Geese? No. On the road? No.
No, that's, like, a thing. Yes, I've been swerving because there's just, like, a trail of geese walking on the road.
Dude, are they in danger? Are they a food source?
No, like, geese are like an invasive species. They're all over cities.
Oh,
I have
weird.
the womanly urge to, like, run them over, but I don't.
I only see geese near like lakes, near bodies of water.
No, they just walk on the road. They'll be anywhere.
No, that's cool.
And I would think that they would get in fights with the cats and the dogs, but they just kind of, I don't know. It's like a zoo over here.
If I was a dog, I would be grabbing a goose by the neck and just shaking them like they do.
Look, I'd really like to see a fight, because geese are kind of aggressive, but I haven't seen any.
When I was in New York, in the city, in the Big Apple, the big NYC, the big city, saw tons of dogs, no cats. It's like the cats are obviously there, but there were no stray cats. You think it's just like they're being eaten really quickly?
I think it's just sneaky. Because,
okay.
like, my friend, at least in her neighborhood, there's like 20 stray cats, and she feeds them all. And I'm like, that's just, I don't know. I feel like if you're going to be a stray, you might as well hunt.
Like for mice? Or rats?
Yeah. Or rats or anything. Like, one of my friend's cats, who's an outside cat, killed like a whole gopher. So cats can kill. They just are lazy.
Yeah.
They've gotten real lazy.
They pick their spots.
Mm-hmm. But
But-
they know the humans are going to feed them, like, whatever.
It's true, because they're cute. You see a scraggly cat, and like, well, for me, I'll speak from personal experience. If I see a scraggly cat, I feel bad for it, and I'm like, oh, poor little kitty, I'll give you some milk. But dog, it's like, ugh, get away from me, you disgusting scraggly dog. Find a food of your own.
You know, I mean, dogs are more dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to
Like,
risk my life.
I know, they'll just like, you know, there's stories about, this doesn't have to do with cities at all, about like dogs eating their owners.
I've not heard that, but
Oh, there was this story about this lady who passed out drunk. She wasn't even dead, and her dog started eating her.
what how big was the dog? How small was the lady?
I don't know, I just heard it. But yeah, it's like something cats and dogs do. So, Mrs. Mao, if you ever pass out drunk, watch out.
What's your animal situation? What do you have as pets? You have some cats?
I told you I have 2 cats. I have
Okay, but
Gamma.
you don't have any dogs?
No dogs.
Okay. Do you not believe in mixing and matching these species?
It'd just be too much work. I dog sit, but I don't have dogs.
Well, you're just cat sitting.
Yeah, but I mean, I do both.
I'm just saying. So what was the cat?
I'd like to goose sit, but
No. Who's got a goose?
I don't know.
A personal goose. That's crazy talk.
I don't know. I mean, you could definitely take them on walks. You like put a little lead, like a little choker around their neck, and
Yeah.
take them on a walk. I mean, it'd work.
Have to be tight. They got those little tiny little necks, but they're long.
Or maybe it'd be like a very long collar, like a whole turtleneck,
Mm. That
like
could be
wrapped
good.
all around. Yeah.
I like that visual. That's cute.
Mhm.
What
See,
else
now you
about?
want a goose.
I don't know. I don't want a bird. I don't like birds. I think birds are weird.
Yeah, I don't want any kind of animal that like poops everywhere.
Yeah. Cats are good because why do cats know what a litter box is?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, think about that next time you call in, Jaden. Maybe have some
Okay, I
answers to
know,
these
okay.
freaking questions.
I know I don't have anything to say about cities.
You don't have anything to say? You said you. What about?
Okay. I was on a train to Baltimore and somebody got stabbed on the train that I was on. This was like a couple weeks ago. And they got stabbed in the hand, and I was like on the other side, and I just heard someone begging like, "Get me the fuck off here!" And I was like, "What?" Oh my gosh! And the thing, it was like, I don't know. It like took hours because we had to get like statements from the police, and I was just kind of like, but it's only in the hand.
Dude, but when I think someone got stabbed in the hand, it's like they're putting their hand up to stop themselves from getting stabbed in the face.
I didn't see it, so I don't know. I think it was like someone was just like their hands by their sides, and someone like came up.
And just
You know
stab
what I
the
mean?
hand?
Yeah, like sneaky, like pickpocketing, but
Little quick little poke.
yeah.
So you
And
didn't
I
think it was
it
such
was
a big
like they
deal?
knew each other.
Oh, it was a consensual stabbing?
No, but it was like it wasn't just like some random homeless man stabbing someone. It was
Okay,
like
right.
these, like I guess some kind of revenge.
Oh yeah, it was an argument. It was a domestic stabbing.
I know. I mean, I felt bad, but it meant that I didn't like get to where I needed to be until like 2 a.m. So I was a little annoyed.
Where were we going?
And then someone spilled wine on me. I was going from Baltimore to where I live, but like we were all hurrying out of the train. I don't know why people drink alcohol on trains. I think that's stupid. Same with airplanes. I'm talking a lot, but
Is that
I got
allowed?
wine all over my pants leg.
Can you bring alcohol on trains? Is that normal?
You can order it.
Oh,
I know.
trains.
They just had a glass of white wine, and it was all over my jeans. And I came home smelling like wine. And my mom's like, "Why are you? What were you doing?"
Somebody spilled this on me. I wasn't drinking. Yeah, right.
I know she didn't believe me. No, she did.
And neither do I. All right, Jaden, thank you for calling in.
Okay,
All right, goodbye.
I'm
Have a
glad
good-
I got on because
Huh?
I don't know. I kept getting that whatever. Okay, bye.
I was like, okay, goodbye. Goodbye. Jaden. Regular caller. We've got lots of regulars.
Call from
Nick.
Nick? Hello?
Hey.
What's up, Nick?
Hey. How's it going?
Good. We're talking about city living, city life. Got anything to say
Yeah.
about that? Or you got just a whole other thing?
No, I got something to say about that.
Oh, cool.
I got a bone to pick.
Oh.
With you. Not with you.
Okay.
Just with the internet.
Okay.
Well, I live in San Francisco. I'm a city rat. Speaking about rats.
But you're human.
So, not currently.
Hmm.
But the thing is, yeah. So, what bugs me is sometimes I go on YouTube and they're just shorts of videos about San Francisco, and people in the comments are going crazy. They're like, the city is out of control. It's looking insane, and they look see a video of someone stealing a Tide Pod or something, and they're like, yeah, that's that's why we should bring back capital punishment.
Nice.
And they're like, I see someone protesting, and they're like, yeah, if I was there, I would accidentally wink steer my car to the left.
I would have shot all those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's insane. It's and it's people who might have never been to San Francisco. They just so hate on it.
I'll say as someone who's never, myself personally, never been to San Francisco, I've only heard crazy bad things. So set the record straight for us.
It's a beautiful city. It's one of the most walkable cities in the U.S.
Whoa.
As far as I know. Yeah. So, there's some neighborhoods that are kind of rough. Well, yeah, some really rough, a couple. But other than that, it's a beautiful city. Yeah, I love it here.
Is it just like a political thing that people say it's bad?
Well, it's political thing because it's San Francisco is democratic, and a lot of fear mongering and just presenting the worst image of San Francisco.
This is gonna be all of America's the worst parts of San Francisco if we let the Democrats in power.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's right. So that's yeah. I couldn't imagine living in the suburbs because I visit smaller cities sometimes. And, it's nice, it's quaint, but, I would never be able to live there. Because it's a ghost town. Everybody drives.
Right.
And people I got to get bread, and they, get in the car and they drive to the store. But the store is literally 2 minutes away on foot.
Mm-hmm. Do you think,
So
do you feel like you're in a better part, or is it just or are you in just a normal part, and do you feel like people are just way overblowing the bad parts?
Yeah, I think people are just only showing the bad parts. of the city. Yeah, that's that's true for sure. What I don't like about San Francisco is still there's a lot of cars. I wish there were fewer.
Okay.
Because I lived in this, prior to that I lived in this small town in France, and after that I just cannot, look at the city the same way.
Tell me
It's way
about
nicer.
how do you mean that then? In France?
Yeah, in France, there's this small town close to Lyon, and it's very nice. Not a lot of cars, and there's a tram going back and forth going to the city. A lot of like public transportation. It's really nice, and everything is walkable, and people are just walking all over the place.
That's something
And
that
like bars and cafes open.
that seems like totally absent in America. Maybe there are places that are like that, but like I've not seen them. Like generally, I see like these giant boulevards that are like 6 lanes wide. I hate that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I hate that too, because I see that here a lot. It's like a beautiful area. It's like foresty, right? The air is kind of nice. It's beautiful, like the hills and then so on. But there's like a 6-lane, just smack dab in the middle of it,
Yeah.
and it just completely spoils the view.
Where
it
you-
looks awful.
where
but
you-
yeah.
Oh yeah, go on.
No. Ask a question.
Yeah, well, where you're at, like, are there shitty things that go on that just you're kind of like you're not worried about them, or like is it really just not that bad?
It's not that bad. I mean, again, I think like there's an epidemic of like mostly swallowers, so nobody's gonna attack you. I've seen some weird stuff. I was like on the bus, and someone was just like kicking the back of the seat.
Letting
And I
loose.
just decided not to do anything about it because that's kind of like some buses are. And then a guy stands up. He like goes to the exit, and he's got like a big ass knife in his hand.
Oh.
Like a butcher knife.
Oh.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. But in San Francisco, you just gotta know like the shark stare, stare. Like the lifeless eyes.
What do you do?
So just look forward.
Yeah, and I was sort of getting that, like, in general with cities, like, the way to avoid the crazy people is to just not look at them ever. Because, like, if you make eye contact, that's like a point of contact, and then they might, like, be like, oh, this is someone I can work with, like, I can do something here. But if you just kind of ignore them entirely, they're not going to mess with you.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, turn off the tourist eyes, enable the shark eyes, and just look through people. Generally, but it's just a few neighborhoods like that in San Francisco. Like the Tenderloin is the most famous example, but everything else is beautiful. I love it here. Like I could never live in like a small town.
So the benefits are, like, public transit and, like, being near things, or what else would you say are the benefits where you live?
Well, it's all the second places, or what do you call them? Third place. It's just bars, cafes. Just there's something going on all the time. And you get a choice, right?
Like
so your
show-
evening is not going to the store and going home and
Like-
watching like HBO or something.
Like shows, or like what are the sorts of things that you do for fun?
I drink, but I go to like comedy shows. I watch movies. There's some cool spots over here. Cool food, theater, stuff like that. Improv. It's all nice, and it's all very close. You can just like pack your week if you want to.
Are you like a young man? What's your
I'm a young.
Hmm.
I'm a youngish man. I'd say the range is 25 to 33.
Did you grow up there? You said you hadn't been like in other cities besides like France, or is that not right? Like, have you been around?
Yeah, I've been around. I've been to. I lived in Moscow for quite a while.
What was that like?
Actually, really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be. I'm hearing now it's not what it used to be, obviously.
I don't know.
But it was a big city. You could like get sushi at like 4 in the morning,
Mhm.
probably like in New York or something.
So part of
And
it's like a
yeah, it's like
like a convenience of
What?
just like part of it's like a convenience of like everything's open all the time. You can always go somewhere you want where you want stuff.
yeah. There's something going on all the time. A lot of parks, a lot of recreation, and like the downtown is beautiful, obviously.
Mm.
You can just walk for ages, look around. It's just old buildings, and it's yeah, it was beautiful. I also been to Croatia and to Romania.
Oh, nice.
So if you wanna visit, the EU, but you don't want to spend a lot of money, go to Croatia, go to Zagreb.
The Eastern Bloc.
It's really nice. The Eastern Bloc, yeah, not the Western one.
Have you've been there also though? Like
I've lived there for a little bit, and it's pretty cool. Romania not so much, but Croatia pretty beautiful.
What was?
It's like a classic.
Mhm.
It's like a classic European city.
What was
like
what was not nice about Romania?
I'd say it looks. It's beautiful, but it's really worn down.
Yeah.
Also, there's a lot of like drugs, prostitution, stuff like that. You walk down the street and people call you up and they like try to force you into a restaurant.
Oh yeah.
Or like they offer you a company for the night.
We've got some
like
barely
that.
legal teens. If you don't like our steak,
Oh, yeah.
you could at least like our teens.
Yeah, the first thing I saw in Romania, I walked through the gate and I look out the window and there's like a dead bat just laying there. And I was like, oh yeah, he's finally dead. the man himself.
So you're a man of the world. You've been to a bunch of different places.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff. I'd say the most beautiful city I've seen is definitely Paris.
Because of the like how old everything is, or just like, or what would you say is what's the appealing part?
I'd say just the amount of like places of interest. I remember I was like at this Airbnb and I was walking home and I'm like turning a corner and there's like Notre Dame de Paris.
Mm-hmm.
And like all of a sudden, so you like make a turn and you see some like historical object of great importance, and it's really nice. And the streets are beautiful. The metro is cool.
Do you think that's something that's lacking in America?
I think I'm just sort of like an architecture geek in a sense.
Yeah.
I just love older cities, and that's kind of what the U.S. cannot have by definition.
I'm not as old, yeah.
Like the old country sort of vibe. San Francisco kind of approaches it, but it's physically impossible. So that's kind of, and also the amount of cars.
Yeah.
The cars bug me.
Have you been to New York City?
Not yet, but I'm planning to.
Yeah. That's something I notice when I'm driving through New York City is that's what I think is the coolest part is the really old architecture that's in New York City. It's like all these giant buildings that were built 100 years ago that like are still far more beautiful than all the modern shit. It's just like a perfect glass rectangle. Like that's not nice to look at. I like to see the old stuff.
Oh yeah, but I gotta say New York looks amazing. Even though it's not an old city, but it's like it's something else, right?
Mm.
It's a newer city, but it does it so nicely, at least from what I've seen on the photos. But I'm gonna go check it out. But yeah, San Francisco is beautiful if you wanna ever visit. Not you, like anyone
Yeah,
listening. is beautiful. Don't believe all the fairy tales and fear mongering.
All right, great. Well, thank you
That's
for
just
calling in,
awesome.
man. Appreciate your perspective.
Thank you.
Have a good one, man.
Thank you for your work.
Bye. Oh.
Call from
Rachel.
Rachel,
Hey.
what's up?
Hey, hope you're having a good night so far.
Yeah, it's been great. Getting lots of, I mean, we've been talking down on cities a lot, but the last call was sort of giving us a little perspective on how it's not all so bad. What do you have to say about city living?
Oh, I'm actually trying to leave as soon as possible. It's not that bad, but
Nice. Why do you want to leave?
oh well, but it's just getting a little too weird around here for me. My husband and I were just listening to your show, and it reminded me of maybe like 4 years back. I was living in a high rise in the tourist area, and there was something real strange that started happening. It used to be a hotel.
Do you want to
back in
say
the 50s.
where you are, just like regionally?
Oh yeah, it's a tourist town in Virginia.
Okay.
The largest one actually. But I mean, the windows were paper thin. I don't think they had been replaced in a long time, so you could hear everything. But something strange. It was like a Thursday night, maybe like somewhere between 2 and 3 in the morning, and I was woken up by the sound of somebody puking down on the sidewalk.
Nice.
And at first I was kind of grossed out, but it started happening every single week, every single Thursday at the same time.
Hmm.
And it started turning into a pattern. Like I was grossed out at first, but then I started like feeling bad. Like I started feeling bad about it and thinking that maybe should I go down there or something? Should I try to figure out who that is, like what's going on? Because it was the exact same time every week. I don't know if he had like a rough part-time job or something he was dealing with, but
Or if there's just like a
course
a bar special Thursday night.
well, I don't know. I mean, it was the middle of winter though, because I got
Hmm.
like a winter special. That was why I was there. It was so cheap.
Okay.
But I mean, it was definitely not like just a random tourist. I mean, clearly I don't know, he must have been walking home from work or at one of those bars nearby.
So regular puker.
Yeah, I started getting like real familiar with the sound of this guy puking. It was definitely the same guy every single time. And I wanted to go down and like try and like figure it out, try and say something, figure out who it was or like what was going on and try to help, but I'm kind of scared of I'm afraid of drunk people, and I don't know, if I was in that situation, I wouldn't have wanted to be approached like that, so I just decided against it. Maybe I was wrong, but it kept on going on like that for maybe like 6 months until I
6
moved over
months?
to the other
Every
side of the
Thursday?
building. Yeah, every Thursday.
That is
Every
regular.
Thursday, like clockwork, it would wake me up, and it kept me up for a while after that because like I was starting to get real worried. But
You're
I
worried
don't
for
know.
just
Eventually,
a dude in the city, in the big city, just a dude? You're worried for them?
well, yeah. I mean, it's
That's
not
nice.
it's not huge. I mean, it's pretty spread out. I mean, I was in the tourist area, but it's like middle of winter, and
Right.
it was definitely him. It's not like a huge city, but I mean, it
Okay.
was enough to convince me that I never want to be in a big city like New York City or anything like that ever. But
So
yeah, it was like
it was just something that kept you up? Like you didn't end up going down there, did you?
no, of course not. I mean, I was alone, and I don't know. Drunk people they do kind of freak me out. I mean, I felt bad for the guy, but I ended up not actually wanting to go down there at any point.
I just kind of hope that it would stop eventually. I hope he's doing okay. But
Yeah, who left first, you or the Thursday night puker?
I left first. I have no idea if he's still there. I don't know what was going on, but I would rack my brain afterwards, like trying to figure out like what situation would lead to something like that. Just regular Thursday night puking at the same time. I don't know if it was. I don't know. You know, I have no way to know because I never went down there. But
That's
eventually,
nice of you to
you know,
care.
I moved over to like the other side of the building with my now husband,
Mm-hmm.
and
Congratulations.
I don't know. Thank you. I mean, I hope that guy's okay, but I don't know. I want to go back to listening, but I want to leave you on like a better note. When we did, I mean, there was a roach problem in that building.
Nice. That's what we want to hear.
There was a roach problem in that building, but my husband had the brilliant idea of placing all of I mean, we had a while to move out, so we would just kind of bring a few things over to the new house, put them in the garage, and he would put a circle of roach traps around all our stuff because they would get in like the tiniest little cracks of things, and you never know.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't want to bring that stuff into the new house. But sure enough, like we would catch like all those roaches. We would just leave it there in the middle of the roach traps for a little while and then bring the next batch of stuff over. And it was like some kind of like a roach exorcism, but with like a circle of glue instead of salt.
How many dead roaches did you see?
I wasn't counting, but
We're talking double digits?
yeah, there was a pretty good amount. There was a good amount that we caught, and I'm glad. I mean, they haven't been a problem now, but that was a pretty good idea. It actually worked.
So you've been away from the city now for a bit?
Just away from that area. Like I said, I mean, it's kind of spread out around here. It's not like other cities. You know, you could drive like 20 minutes away and you're completely out of it, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like right smack in the middle of that tourist area where the high rises and all the hotels and whatnot are.
Yeah.
And like there was some nice times too. I would see like an old man like pushing a little kid in a wagon, like they would be having a good time. Like I love people watching and I liked people.
Yeah.
It was just, you know, I was reminded of like the one sad thing that was like, wow, I hope that guy is doing okay. I hope that's not still happening. Sometimes I feel awful that I didn't try to do something to help, but I mean, I don't know.
You don't get that feeling. I get this feeling when I'm in a city where there's so many people who have such horrible lives that I can't even feel anything for any of them. Because it's just like, there's so many of them. It's like, if it was just one person, this is sort of unique to you that you felt it was one person who's always coming down the same alley and puking. But like, when it's so many, it's just like, I can't care anymore. It's just like, they're no longer people in my mind. It's just like, oh man, it's just all these horrible lives. It's just this horrible city.
It does turn into that. You know, it's in a tourist town. It's like completely dead in winter and spring. But you know, the summer started coming along, and then there started being more and more people puking in the street. And I'm like, all right, these. Now I'm just a bit annoyed instead.
Because it's like it seems like an unfixable problem when it's so many.
Yeah. Yeah, I did start getting a little bit desensitized after a while, but yeah, it was just the strangest thing though for that to happen like clockwork like that.
That is a bummer. You could have gone down there and puked with him for some solidarity.
Oh man, I hate. Yeah, I'm just like terrified of drunk people and puking for some reason. Maybe I did like too much drunk babysitting.
I think that's a good instinct to have. Drunk people, they're unpredictable. They're chaotic.
Yeah, I used to want to leave parties early because of it.
Yeah, once
It did kind of get in the way of my social life a little bit, but
parties do reach
sometimes
that
I
point.
think it also kept me out of trouble.
Yeah, parties do reach that point where it's just like the fun is over now. It's all everyone's just puking and wishing they're passed out by now.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, thanks for
Well,
calling
I'm so
in.
glad I got through. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go back to listening.
All right, it's good talking to you.
My
Thank you for
husband and
calling
I
in.
love your stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank you, appreciate it. Have a good night.
You too.
Someone who cares. Ridiculous. No, I mean, obviously that's the right thing.
Call from
Kyle.
Kyle, what's up?
How's it going?
Yo, just doing the call-in show. What about you?
Well, I got a fun, relatively happy one for you.
Oh, good. A city happy story?
Hi.
What do you mean?
Yep.
I'm
Well,
ready.
A long time ago, I had to go to Toronto for a job. And, you know, it was only like a year or two. Made some friends, cool coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, around my last day, they decided to take me out. We were going to go see a movie. We were going to just have one last night on the town. Not a whole lot of drinking, but just one last night on the town.
Sounds fun.
We watched a movie. There's a little arcade. And I'm a man who likes arcade games and winning prizes in crane games and all that crap, right?
Do you have an arcade game of choice?
I don't know. I've always loved those stupid skill cranes since I was a
All right,
kid. But
nice.
actually, you know what? There's this one where it has like a steering wheel and it's like a ball that you got to get up a mountain and get all the way to the top. And the whole gimmick is that it'll fall off the sides if you don't do it precisely.
That's your game.
I don't know what it's
You've been
called.
training for that.
Yeah. Anyway, I trained on these arcade games all through being a kid. And so I want to show off to my coworkers. So I play the arcade game after the movie. I win with a plushy Sonic the Hedgehog. It's decently sized. It's one of those games where it's like on the machine with like a zip tie, and when you win, it just drops it down.
Mm-hmm.
But the zip tie is relevant because we're walking down the street. Now it's like 2 a.m. We're pretty far off from where we got to go. And I'm fucking around, playing with my little stuffed toy that I got. But I managed to tighten the zip tie by mistake so firmly around my wrist that I'm starting to lose circulation.
Oh, no.
I got it zip tied to me. Zip tie handcuff. And so now we're walking down the street trying to go where we're trying to go. My hand's getting a little red. It's a little concerning. Okay, now it's starting to get a little purple. Okay, that's really concerning. So we end up walking around like banging on doors, our shop fronts, looking for somebody with a pair of scissors or something. None of us have a knife. I mean, probably frowned upon in most cities.
Right.
You're just be walking around with a knife anyway.
A couple of nice young boys with a Sonic plushie.
Yeah. Zip tied into my wrist, losing circulation fast. Eventually, we finally come across a bank with a very irritated looking security guard.
Mm-hmm.
He comes out, he has a knife or whatever, eventually gets separated from this stupid damn thing. And that's my main city story. Just a really dumb night on the town in Toronto. Nothing horrible happened, just kind of goofy.
It's almost like mythological. Like you earned this toy after training for years and years, but then it overcame you. Your fun time was almost the death of you.
I'm an arcade game Icarus. I flew too close to the sun.
That's nice. Could have been a lot worse.
Could have been a lot worse.
How
It's a
long
good
were you
city.
seeking a knife?
Probably about 15 minutes.
But it all worked out.
Uh-huh.
So city
It all
living is
worked
not that
out.
bad. You can get a plush and also a
Yeah.
knife.
You know, it's very, very walkable. Knives, Sonic the Hedgehog plushies. They're staples of modern living, really.
The security guard wasn't pleased to be like, I can use my knife for good and separate this man from his plushie instead of stabbing a man who's trying to rob me.
Yeah, he was probably asleep. It was Toronto, and it was years ago. I don't know how it is now. The people that I worked with say that it's not as good as it was, but it's still not bad. When I lived there, it was the cleanest damn city I had ever seen. I was impressed. I too come from upstate New York, and every visit I had to New York City was, man, that place is just a dump. You can smell it once you get about 30 minutes away. It's just, it's awful. And then I go to Toronto, and I'm just like blown away by how beautiful and clean everything was.
How many years ago was this?
Ooh, I want to say 8.
Yeah.
Maybe 9.
Okay. But yeah,
I think the common thing in this, because I've been watching or listening for a couple hours, I think one of the common consensus is that it's mostly the American cities that are awful.
Yeah. I mean, I've only been to a few Canadian cities, though. I've been to Montreal. It's beautiful there. But Ottawa, bad. Very bad. You ever been there?
I have not, but I'll take your word for it.
Well, that's your next stop. You got a plushie in Ottawa? That's gold. That's a treasure for someone to take. Security guards can be like, yeah, I'll cut you loose as long as I get that fucking Sonic plushie for it. Yeah, well, thank you, man, for calling in. Appreciate it.
No problem. Keep up the good work.
All right. Have a good night, man.
You too.
Let's end it on that. That's nice. That's nice. We had a couple nice calls in a row. A woman who cared about someone and a man who cared about his plushie. That's good. I mean, it was 3 straight hours of the opposite of that. But whatever. You just take away from the stream whatever you want. I don't care. What did I learn? I don't know. I don't know what I learned. I'm too focused on the pizza that I'm about to eat. The entire frozen pizza that I'm about to fold up into 4 big pieces and shove down my throat. That's what I'm thinking about right now. Anyway, we're going to end the stream now. This has been the call-in show. We were talking about city living. If you're listening to this, you already know. I guess at the end I don't need to explain what this is because you were already listening the whole time. But if for some reason after the show you're like, I'm just going to click to the end and find out what the moral was, I don't have one. I don't know. Find out for yourself. I can't sum this shit up for you. Anyway, this has been the call-in show. Go to chunkmonthly.gumroad.com, the unofficial sponsor of this stream. We do physical media. We send it in the mail to you every month. Different artist, different chunk every month. All kinds of stuff. Zines, comic books, CDs, and more. And more. I'm not going to say exactly what and more is, but you'll find out soon enough. chunkmonthly.gumroad.com. Anyway, thanks everyone for calling in. It's good talking to y'all. We'll do some more streams in the upcoming weeks here. They're going to be more chunk themed because I'm going to be out in Minnesota with Moxie Famous, who does all the printing and production stuff for Chunk. Going to be helping out with that. And yeah, probably like video type streams where we go into the nitty gritty of making chunks. But we'll be doing call-ins as well. And it was good talking to y'all. And we're just going to do one more song, short little 2.5 minute song here to close us out from Shock Treatment, which is a very fun movie musical from Richard O'Brien, the guy who made Rocky Horror Picture Show. This is sort of the follow-up to that. I like Shock Treatment a lot. I was turned onto it by Moxie Famous, who does all the printing and publishing all the printing and production for Chunk. So, it's good stuff. Anyway, thanks everyone for calling in. See you soon. Goodbye.
with a suburban garage sound. Let's hear it for Oscar Drill and the Bits.
I've been down on them long enough. But if I take to them now, they made me somehow. You'll see through the bluff. I'm not playing it tough. I've been a lifetime on deposit, and it's a long time in the closet. And if you say to me, it was hard taking that heartbreaking conversation round. But I'm breaking out. You may say that you choose to be in my shoes, but look what it did for me. I got buried alive. I don't thrive on that jive. Look and you'll see that much fun going me. I need a lifetime on deposit, and that's a long time in the closet. And if you say to me, how was it? It was hard taking that heartbreaking conversation round. But I'm breaking out, breaking out, breaking out.
Crazy guys! Seducer! And who are you, sir? Your twin brother and your accuser.
Brad.
Arrest that man. He's committed to our care.
I never signed your contract. He's not going anywhere.
To revenge your twin, you tried to abuse her.
A ridiculous accusation. You forced me to refuse her. Then why did you choose her? Because of you, sir.
You're a loser, an abomination in the eyes of any sensitive man. And you're a blind alley cruiser, always heading down a losing straight, dreaming that you're screaming in fate. You're a dead-end deadbeat, nowhere mister, with a kiss like a Mississippi alligator sister. I took as much of you as any man can. You've lost your heart, you've lost your cause. You lost your baby when you lost your balls. You lost your mind, you've lost your grip, so say bye-bye. We lost our mom, we lost our dad, and if I'm losing you, well, that's too bad. Well, the best thing you could ever do is die. You're a failure, a malformation in the guise of Mary and also ran. And you're a weeper and a wailer, always treading on the toes of the way. Can't really spreading your wings. You're a spiteful, hateful, asinine creature, a pupil with no scruples, who knew better than the teacher. I took as much of you as any man can. You've lost your heart, you've lost your cause. You lost your baby when you lost your balls. You lost your mind when you lost your grip. So say bye-bye. We lost our home, our family. You've lost compassion, now you're losing me. Well, the best thing